Slaki, we the Hebrew Israelites want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone, and Shalom to the elect. And we out here one more week, all right, through the spirit of power, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, blowing the trumpet, all right? And we're going to keep on blowing the trumpet until the elect be woken up, man. Okay? And it's spirit because last night, well, Thursday night into Friday night was memorial blowing the trumpets, all right? And you know, you blow the trumpets for many reasons. You start giving me Numbers 10. And you blow the trumpet for many reasons. And as we're gonna read, you continue to blow the trumpet until the elect wake up, until Israel be gathered, man. You got it up.
This is Numbers chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Make thee 2 trumpets of silver, and of a whole piece shalt thou make them, that thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly and for the journeying of the camps. And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to meet at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation."
Yeah, man, it's really through the spirit why we got this the sign, man. Because as we blowing the trumpet, we explain it to people, okay, you know, who the Israelites are. All right, this is we explain it to people who the Israelites are as we blow the trumpet. All right, another you know, thing we do is blow the trumpet. All right, scripture say we tell our people that they're transgressions, man. Okay.
Going on. Verse 4. "And if they blow but with one trumpet, then the princes, which are the heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves unto thee. When ye blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east parts shall go forward. When ye blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey. They shall blow an alarm for their journey. But when the congregation is to be gathered together, ye shall blow, but ye shall not sound an alarm."
Yeah, man. So that goes to prove too. How even the apostles said, well, the scriptures actually said, all right, the harvest is plenteous, man. So as we're pushing this word constantly, all right, all Israel is supposed to be waking up, man. That's the reason why we go out there and diligently push his word, man. Of course, because Yahawah Yahawashi commanded us, all right, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna continue to do that until the elect be woken up, man. No, that's our job. Give me Joel 2. Blow your trumpet, Zion. You know, because whether they believe it or not, you know, we at war, man. There's an article I just read the other day about how Esau's pushing something called thunderstorm spiral. You know, and it's to where they're practicing in these mega cities. All right, they're doing military drills, practicing for the civil unrest in these mega cities, man. You know, Hong Kong, really, whether you believe it or not, that was really a test, man, for when things happen over here in America, man. You got New York City, Los Angeles, all right? Hey, something happened, I think it was maybe a few months back. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning to where a few people actually reported it, and they see helicopters doing drills in the middle of Los Angeles, man. You know? And now, it's another thing, too, where they're trying to quell basically the anger of the people over there in North Carolina, because you know, they're seeing what's going on with these military drills and they don't like it, man. You know, so Esau's preparing, as the scriptures say, a sword is being sharpened, man. All right, so that's why we're blowing the trumpet, preparing our people to go to war. Okay.
Yeah, man. If I got real quick, because when they did those drills in LA, it looked like they was carrying, you know, like a or whatever. So that could be just them practicing to take out, you know, these governors, man, and officials, man. Okay, because the scriptures say they shall not hearken to the princes, man. All right, when all hell break loose, I mean, they could be throwing shit at them, you know, and stuff like that when they try and tell them to calm down, and that they can be practicing the drill to come and recover them, man. You know, all these governors and senators and stuff like that, man. All right, so hey, man, they getting their practicing for Jacob's trouble, man. Esau know what time it is. Only people who don't know what time it is you fucking niggas, man.
Right? Yeah, man, because at the same time, Esau's practicing these drills, niggas fighting over damn chicken centers, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, this is Ezekiel chapter 33, Verse 2, it says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set them for their watchmen. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Right.
Yep.
So we're not gonna lament nor mourn for jakes that don't want to listen, man. Hey, your blood is gonna be on your own hand, man. But we doing this to get your blood off of our hands, man, because it's appointed to us, you know. As Yahawashi told Peter, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren, it's appointed to us to give you this truth, all right, so you can be prepared in the day of the battle. Okay, here it is, mercy. All right, like Yahawashi said in Yahawah, he said in Proverbs, I think it was Proverbs 1, how he says, extended the hand, but you slapped it away.
Right.
You know, so this is that mercy. All right, you know. But it's only mercy only runs so thin, man. And then it's going to be time to pay up, man. You know, then you have to pay for those iniquities. You're going to have to pay for all the bullshit you said to the men of the Lord. You're going to have to pay for all of that, man.
That's right.
All right? Somebody give me 2 Chronicles 36:15.
Yeah, what you at? This is Ezekiel 21:9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, say, a sword is sharpened, and is also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished to make glitter. Should we then make murder?
Yeah, so it's furbished so that it may glitter. Basically meaning that the laws that you feel like you're protected by, Esau's making it to where those laws don't matter, i.e. martial law. You have certain shows like Unthinkable, you have certain shows like, or movies like The Siege, where they tell you when martial law is warlike. Martial law is warlike, man. When it's pushed out, it's basically the rules of the government no longer matter, man. You know?
Yeah, but martial law is declared, they can seize all property. And guess what? You as a person is also property to the elites.
Right.
So they can seize you and put you into what? A holding cell. And even by the other laws, what's the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, they can detain you as long as they will, you know, for the rest of your life. You know, they're doing that now to a couple of called terrorists out there in Guantanamo Bay, you know, and many other facilities they have. But like the brother getting into, martial law means warlike, man. Meaning they can come seize all property, man. Yep. You don't own anything when they declare martial law.
As a matter of fact, that's why on all business documents, and you look at your driver's license, it's in all capital letters. Because your name being in all capital letters makes you a corporation instead of a person, you know? So you're not even an individual in the sight of the government.
Hey, that just showed you that slaves, man. We're slaves, man. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Seminole Indians, man. All right, hey, you're a slave, man. This is just modern-day slavery. They took off the yoke of iron on your neck, but they mentally and spiritually slaving you, man, and physically, man, because you gotta work, all right, in this system, which is a system go back to pit. You're working in this pit, all right, like a rat, man, in the maze, man. You know, and if you do make a way out of the pit, well, the system, well, you can never really make it out. But if you want to get yourself further up in the system, you gotta sell your soul, man. You know, just to live a comfortable life, man. Other than that, you're gonna have to work like hell, man, in order to have small things. You know, which is all the necessary things, which is a house over your head, you know, a roof over your head, you know, food, clothing, you know, all small resources which are very valuable to your life, man. You know?
If I got it wrong, the thing is that Jake loves it, man. You know, Jake don't mind being slaves here in America. You know, Jake don't mind how Esau mind fucked them. Because people say they pulled away the shoulder. You know, meaning they didn't want to hear us, man. They didn't want to hear about the truth. They didn't want to hear the true nationality, man. So here it is. That's why Yahawashi has it. What better than the mark of the beast, man? Which is what? The spiritual oath. All right, since you really love your master Esau so much, will go ahead and become his forever servant, man.
That's right.
'Cause that's what you did with the spiritual orb, man. You know, Pastor Dar brought that out a while back. You know, when you loved your master so much and you didn't even want to depart from him because your family was already there and your life was already around him, you just get the spiritual orb right in your ear, man. And this way, you serve him forever, man. So since our people love to have it so, as it says in Jeremiah the 5th chapter, you know, they all walking past. They don't got time for the truth. So all right, y'all all gonna take that spiritual orb, man. And then when Yahawah's return, whoever he sees with that spiritual orb, the mark of the beast, all right, the mark of Esau, the so-called white man, your masters, that's your ass, man.
All right.
Hey, I got a precept, brother. So I'm born this spirit. This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 21, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her word, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
Hey, so after that, you know, then you're gonna learn the ways of the Lord the hard way. You know, because as people, you know, they say, oh, God is all love. Well, no, man, there's a balance with the Heavenly Father, man. And since you don't believe it by us saying it, you're gonna believe it in a physical flesh, man. You're gonna call on the Lord. Like, what's that lady down in, remember the Hurricane Katrina?
Oh, yeah.
And the flood? She's like, I don't know about Jesus right now.
That was the flood.
Hurricane Harvey.
Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah. Houston. You know, so then you're gonna learn that the Lord is not all loving, man.
Right.
So it's best to learn about the Lord now. All right, like the scripture say, with all thy getting, get understanding. People just think God is all love. Nah, man, we're telling you, okay, the Lord is the one that's gonna bring this wrath upon this place, man. All right, the Lord is gonna bring the wrath upon the so-called white man and all those that follow him, man. We're telling you this, man.
Yeah.
You know, we give you understanding in a way, man. You know how beautiful that is, man, to really have, you know, to get, you know, for somebody to tell you the way, but you know, prior to you making that mistake.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but Jake rather learn the hard way, man.
Got a quick precept. Proverbs 9 and 8. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee.
So our people are scorners, man. Basically meaning that they forever hate the truth, man. They despise the truth. All right, they're gonna hate you for telling them the truth, man. You get Proverbs 17 and 14.
Yeah. 17. Proverbs 17 and 14. The beginning of strife. Is that it?
While the brother get that, I'll just part. Hey, scripture, also the other half of the verse the brother quoted or read, Salakia, it said, rebuke a wise man and he will love thee, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, and that shows you that's the difference between the two, man. Hey, you got all of Israel, which are the chosen of the Most High, but the Lord is only dealing with the chosen within the chosen, man. Because those are the wise. You know, those that can actually see and hearken and come back into the Lord, man. You know, we say this every week. Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi is calling us back, man. That's the whole thing, man. You know, people ask, what is this about? It's about Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi. All right, our true and living power, okay, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahawashi, who laid his life down for Israel, but in particular the elect. He's now calling us back unto him, man.
Proverbs 17:16. Wherefore is there a price in the hand of a fool to get wisdom, seeing he hath no heart to it?
Yeah, man. So there's a price that you gotta pay, man. Going back to what the brother read, was that Ezekiel 33?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So your blood is gonna be on your hands. All right, that's because everybody, you know, like the scriptures say, there's a sacrifice in Basra, you know, basically meaning this place in America. You know, everybody has to have a sacrifice, man. So you're gonna sacrifice now while there's yet time. All right, but really that's faith. All right, because you don't actually physically see it. All right, but you still, you know, putting your life on the line for serving BaHaSham, Yahawashi. Or you're gonna sacrifice in that day, man. You know. And the sacrifice is normally given to the Heavenly Father by fire, man. Right. You know, so you're gonna receive. You're gonna have to be cleansed either way, man. Zechariah 13:8. Brother, want to bring that out, man?
Actually, I got a quick one for you.
Got one?
I got something. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against you and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting. And I will fan, this is just what you were talking about, the sacrifice. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. What are those fans? The nuclear missiles, man. Yeah, man. That thermonuclear destruction, that fire.
That besom of destruction.
That besom of destruction in Isaiah the 14th chapter. That's right, brother. All right, I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people since they returned not from their ways.
Yeah, man. Hey, the scriptures say the Lord is a jealous power, man. So you're going to either get it now, all right? You're going to get it now, all right, while it's yet liberty, or you're going to get it soon, man.
Hey, the Lord said they shall know it after death by day. They shall know it.
Right.
Right. You know? Hey, at the end of the day, all Israel will be saved, all right? But as I was saying before, you know, salvation comes through sacrifice, man. You know? Forgiveness from the Heavenly Father comes through sacrifice, man. You know, so you sacrifice your life now while there's yet liberty. Get that out, 1 Corinthians 11:31. You know, or you can sacrifice, with the world, man. You know, and even as, you know, that's just some worldly knowledge in itself, man. You know, it's better to, get some earlier, you know, than later, man. Like they say, a young fool is worse than an old fool is worse than a young fool.
Yeah,
you got it.
Oh, this is 1 Corinthians. You said what?
11:31.
11:31. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 31. It says, "For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another."
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, but you know, basically going into taking heed. All right, taking heed right now while there's yet liberty, man. While there's yet time, man. You know.
I got some. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1 says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them."
Hey, so that's a clear cut. All right, because the Lord is telling you, you have to wake up now. You know, before the evil day. Yeah, we know there's 11 o'clock Israelites that have come in, you know, seeing the brothers performing miracles, spiritual powers. But that ain't what we banking on. You know, you're supposed to be, you know, Lord said, make no tarrying to come to the truth, man. Make no tarrying to come to the Lord. So that's the scripture right there that cuts you that look. You gotta wake up now, before the evil day. You know, Jake loved being at the very end, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna be in the truth now. I see it now. Yeah, white man is the devil, bro. You wasn't saying that when you had liberty, though. You was taking pleasure in all the benefits, man, that you had from being in Babylon, man. You got it, huh?
One more quick one. Sirach chapter 32, verse 14. "Whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor."
So the key word there is fear. He that feareth the Lord, man. So it's all about fearing the Lord, and we showing you through our works that we fear the Lord, man. We don't have to tell you we fear the Lord. We're fearing the Lord right now by doing what the Lord said to do. Yahawashi said, come on the highways and byways, man. All right? He said, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions.
The fact that we come out here week in and week out, starting with the apostles and all the GreatMillStone on down, week in and week out, every single Saturday, shows that we fear the Lord, man. You know? Because it shows that if we don't do this, we won't even be able to sit right, man. You know? I don't know how these Fallout boys do it, man. I personally wouldn't even be able to, man, my mind would be racing a billion miles per hour, man. About everywhere I turn, I would think the Lord gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying? Driving the car, oh shit. I wouldn't be able to live my life right, man. You know why? Because we fear Yahawashi, man. And then on top of that, we love to do this anyway, man. Because there's nothing here for us to do anyway, man. What else we gonna be doing on a Saturday night at a damn club, man? The shooting's going on at clubs, man.
Yeah. Right.
It's all you think you're grinding on something.
Training.
Yeah, you think you're grinding on something that look like something, and it could be a dude, man.
Shit.
You know? So it's nothing out here, man. It ain't a damn thing out here, man. Diseases is running out here rampant. Adultery is running out here rampant. You know, a girl tell you she don't got a man, and then somebody trapped in a closet type of shit, man. Somebody knocking on the door coming home, and she told you she ain't even have no man. So it's nothing about here but fucking bags of tricks from Satan, man.
Yeah, man. You always get cheated in this world, man. Always. Hey, even when you sell your soul, man, you sell your soul for some damn fucking paper notes, man. You know? But, you know, you always gonna get cheated, man. And then the price that you sell your soul for is more than the money that you're gonna get, man. You know, your soul is the most precious thing you can have, man. You know?
Right. And even when you sell it, it still belongs to the Most High.
Yeah. You still gotta pay them. So you never really escape judgment, man. You just really added to your judgment, if anything.
You sold your soul for naught.
Yeah. I got a quick precept. Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Reasonable service. Oh, we can't really pay back Yahawashi for what he done for us, except for to do what he said to do. So our reasonable service is to give our bodies as a living sacrifice. And this, what you're seeing on the YouTube, is a living sacrifice, man. Our faces are being seen before the elites. We're standing stiffly for the name of the Lord. You know, we're reproving his thoughts and the things that he imagined, his vain imagination is in. And we're telling him that, look, Yahawashi is going to kick your ass, man. All right? Yahawashi is going to take the kingdom. He's going to take the earth from the Edomites. You know, so this is a living sacrifice, man. Because none of these jokers would do it. They wouldn't even stand up for themselves, man. You got a lot of these guys that don't want to be a part of what you call it. They have to be PC, politically correct. You know, they can't really truly tell you how they truly feel. You know, because they're so worried about what other people gonna think of them, man. So how can the hell can they stand up against the evildoers, man? No way. They're part of the evildoers, man. Yeah. You know, the Lord's scriptures say, if you're not with the Lord, then you're against the Lord, man. You know?
And the beginning of that verse says, by the mercies of the Most High. So even us coming into this truth, that's a way of the Lord having mercy on you. Right? Because we could have easily been as blind as the whole world. Right? Yep. So that's the Lord granted his grace.
Yeah, true. Way more miserable. And that shows you the Lord truly loves us, man. Because the Lord is really, he blew his spirit upon us, his word. We was those dry bones that woke up, man. God with the truth. You know? And out here pushing the truth until the Yahawashi comes. You know? That shows true love from Yahawashi.
That's right.
I got a precept. All right, this is 1 Corinthians. No, Salaki. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world shall pass away. You know?
And the elder Yahawah, he had did a video of why he should have left. Because when he did the breakdown of how the scripture stated, a day to the Lord, one day to the Lord is as 1,000 years.
Right.
So when you think about it, you really in the heavens longer than you on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's more, you know what I'm saying? It's more, it's more beautiful to be with the Lord, Yahawashi, man. You know, because what, a man's lifespan is what, like 80 years or something like that?
Yeah, 75.
That's not even half a day, man, when you really look into it, man. You know, so it's really just better to be with Yahawashi and Yahawashi, man.
Wait, hey, when King Saul at the time bewitched the witch to bring Samuel back. When Samuel came back, he was mad. He was cursing Saul out because he was like, "Whoa, I'm at my rest, man." You know, he disturbing my rest.
Curse Saul out.
Yeah.
And that's why it says that the day of death is better than the day of birth.
So really, in our time, Yahawashi been gone for 2 days, man. 2,000 years, 2 days to the Lord, man. That's why the Lord is coming back with that vengeance, man. See, Esau thinks you're supposed to forget about slavery and forget about what happened in the past and worry about what's going on now. Nah, man. The past matters.
Hey, you can actually grab, what's that, Revelation 3? What happened 3?
I'm sorry, fuck ass, man. Because just think about it, man. That's how you know Esau is so quiet, man. It's a damn devil, man. You know, in Proverbs 29:2 is in effect. Because when righteous bear rule, the people mourn. As the brother mentioned, your lifespan is about 80 years old, but it must have went down by now. It must be like 70 or something. But guess what? When you're 70, you're not even in good health, man. You're on Esau's medication. All right, a lot of the elderly's like hunched over and shit, man. So you're not even living into 70 in good health, man. You know? And then that's if you growing up in a decent area. Because these super hood spots, they say, what? I wasn't even supposed to make it to 25. You know? So that's how you know the so-called living under the so-called man is death, man.
Yeah, man, just look at the Amazon rainforest.
Right.
Oh, shit. I got a quick preset, unless you guys got something.
Real quick, I want to bring this up.
This is Job chapter 3, verse 1. It says, after this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born.
Because Job was catching much hell, man. And in this place, what? We catch much hell, man. Even if you don't believe in the Lord, you're going to catch much hell, man. Because we under the curses, man.
Hey, the scripture tell you, Sirach, the 2nd chapter, he said, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. When you look up the word temptation, it'll tell you why.
Let the day perish when I was born, in the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. Let that day be darkness. Let not the Most High regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night,
and you know something too? Like you was reading, I'm thinking about Solomon. Because when you think about it, if we're not living in the kingdom, then this life is vain, man.
Oh yeah.
Solomon even said it. He had a peaceful rule. He was like, he said, everything under the sun is vanity, man.
yeah,
So even though he had a peaceful rule,
Right.
they still count this shit as vanity, man. See, so if you're not living in the kingdom, then this shit is like, yeah, I'd rather be up there with you. You know, I'd rather be up there with you. You know?
That's what David said, too. Like, one day in that court, I forgot exactly how he said it. He said, like, one day in the Lord's courts is basically better than this hellhole, man.
Because you die. We gotta die, man. You live and you die in this time, man.
That's-
You know, with the Lord, you live forever. Even though technically we don't die because we're the spirit of the Most High, we're part of Him that He created. But you know, your flesh, you die. You forget, you know, this life. You know, if you come back into the new life, you know.
And this is hell, man. Like the scriptures say, well, Jonah, when Jonah prayed to the Lord, he described being in the belly of that great fish as being in hell, man. You know, when you look up that definition in the non-event Bible dictionary, it says that hell is like when a man is in an unredeemed situation. You know, so this is where we are right now, man. You know, so really death is a graduation. You know what I'm saying? Out of this, you know. It's a graduation out of this the cell, man. You know, like, you know, you go to prison, you know, dudes, you know, they be having the calendar and shit, like how many days before they get out, you know.
continue on it now.
Yeah, you can continue on that Job 3.
So back in Job chapter 3, verse 6, it says, as for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come until the number of the months. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. let the stars of the twilight be dark.
We could actually jump down to 17. Jump down to 17.
This is a miserable ass, wicked ass world, man. We're living in because you can't trust your woman. You know, you can't trust your children going to school and what they're being taught. You can't trust the food that you eat today. You can't trust family members, man. You know, this is a cold ass world, man.
So jumping down to verse 17 says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest.
Yeah, man. So there you could actually rest, man. You don't have to have Esau down your back. You know what I'm saying? Taking your bread before you get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have this glamorous fucking, dragon that you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have Esau educating your kids on homosexual madness. You know, just the things, like the things that we see on a day-to-day. That's hell in itself, man. You know, having to see homosexuals walking rapid. You know what I'm saying? Having to see kids talk shit to their parents, and so on and so forth, man. You can go on day in and day out, man.
Yeah, when you think about it, we would never have peace here until Yahawashi come, because there's no order within the Israelites. There's no order. You know, there's no respect. You get respect by being wicked, man. Showing that you're a killer or something. You know, and then people will respect you then. Or you got a lot of money. There's no order. So you got to deal with other people's emotions and spirits. And you got to kind of, shuck and jive just to ease your way by certain people, man. So you don't have to be all, going, fist and fighting, man. You know, hey, Lord set us up so that we have to be humiliated, man. You know?
That's what Yahawashi said. He said, if this is my kingdom, then my servants will fight. You know, basically meaning this is his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And shit would be, it was physical. Shit would get physical.
It would be physical because I'm just thinking on a small scale, because if we royal, if we the princes of the Lord, if you dare to say anything respect you to our face, we're gonna put you down, man. So we gonna fight, man. If these heathens rise up, we're gonna put you down, man. Mm-hmm. So the Lord's kingdom, if this was the Lord's kingdom, we would fight to bring you into submission, man. Yeah, man.
But now it's like in the book of Luke 16, like when Lazarus, and he was in that hell, man, he kept basically getting poked, being tormented, man. You know? And the scriptures actually speak about that, man. Now, you're not supposed to basically kick a man while he's down, man. But that's, in this place, man, that's what they do.
And not sin unto a heavy heart.
Yeah, man. If you pissed off, man, you can't show it, man, because, it basically show that you're weak. Or in this world, it'll show that you're weak. You know what I'm saying? So you got to hide it. You know, that's how backwards this world is.
Yeah, hey, just a quick testimony because of the situation. I was driving downtown, and the light was turning red. Yellow turned red. So I'm slowing down to stop. I wasn't in a rush. This black woman behind me screaming out, "Motherfucker, what the fuck, this and that." I was like, man, shut up. And she heard me. So she called herself challenging me. She paused on the side of my car and started yapping to myself, what, say it now? I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up, yo. Either shut up or do something or shut up. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you like, hey, there's no respect, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this world, people know they can piss you off, they gonna keep doing shit.
My bad, I can select it. The point was, even when I was cursing her out, I was projecting my voice, and I was putting her in her place. We started to be quiet because the light was red, so we still waiting, and she's still yapping off, so we're going back and forth. And she's starting to calm down because I'm disrespecting her, I'm belittling her, calling her nigga woman, all that. Like, yo, shut the fuck up. This and that. What you gonna do? Shut the, just whatever. The black woman on the sidewalk, she didn't like the fact that my tone, even though she saw what happened, she know I had every right to be mad, and this woman is out of line, coming up, challenging me and all this and that, because of my tone of degrading her for what she is as a shameless dog. This woman on the sidewalk was getting mad and wanted to yell at me. But when I said, y'all, you black bitch. And then, oh, no. I said, nah, don't even try it. Don't even try it. And I pulled off. Like, get out of here, man. Just what you said, man. Respect.
The world loves his own.
Yeah. And she knew it. She was standing there the whole time, shaking her head at the woman for trying to force me through the light. And then when I said, when the words started coming out, it started cutting, I said, black bitch. Black bitch. And she was like, oh, no. I said, Don't I want to hear that shit. I pulled off.
They were the Iron Man poem.
Gave it a stiff arm.
You literally got to pay. You literally have to pray before you leave the house, man. You fuck with you, man. You know,
It's shadow of death.
yeah, you know, you about to lose your head, man. You know, but that's his place, man.
It's crazy. It says, yeah, kind of bros to the valley of the shadow of death, man. That's exactly what this place is.
Yep.
So Job, back in Job chapter 3, verse 17, says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given unto him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than for hid treasure.
Shit.
How when you're working, probably working on a hard ass job, just working in general, you can't wait for that day off or for work to end, you know. And that this feeling of, you know, that little bit of relief, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got time to yourself, you get to study, you get to pray. That's how it is all the time in the heavens, man. That's why Job was happy to, you know, he was saying, you know, why the fuck I gotta be here, man? You know, and through the spirit we are, you know, Job, the word Job means afflicted, you know.
Ezekiel 11:16. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Saying, because this is going to be the small sanctuary that we can find in the middle of all this madness, everything upside down. You at the light having to put up with a nigga woman. This is going to be the small sanctuary that's going to keep you with a sound mind. But you know you can't go upside the head of that bitch. You know you're going to apply wisdom.
Hey, that's why the Lord going to turn into some Terminators, man. Hey, you people laugh now, but you're going to cry later, man.
Oh, Revelations 1 and 7.
Revelation 1:7. This is Revelations chapter 1, verse 7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
Yeah, man. So just like, hey, we gonna we dealt with the same shit Yahawashi dealt with. All right. So when Yahawashi be raised up, we gonna be raised up in glory. All right, and the same power, like that. Like it says, it was Romans 8:16. Ye suffer with me, you shall also reign with me. We should be joint heirs, man. You know? So it's only a matter of time before the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord hears our cries, man. Yeah. You know? You got that? Hey, I know. What you about to get?
I'm about to go to Exodus.
Oh, I you can get that.
I got something real quick about death too. This is Philippians chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 21. For to me to live is Hamashiach, and to die is gain. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall do, what I shall choose, I wot not. For I am in a strait twixt between the two, having a desire to depart and to be with the anointed, right? Which is far better. That's what Paul said. He'd rather be dead, right? Which is far better. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you, you know, for the purpose of pushing out this truth, man. You know,
to fix you, to get you right.
Right.
Only way to, you know, the Israelites gonna get right if the elect wake up, man. The Lord has a rightful fruit, a rightful chosen men that's basically to Him are the perfect, man. And they're the ones that have to do this work in order for the rest of Israel to get right. Because who else is gonna save us, man? Jake is finished, man. I don't have to stress it. Jake is finished. Last week we stressed about what was going on that following week, where these niggas was going crazy over Popeye's chicken sandwiches, man. You know? So it's like, yo, Jake got at a level to where there's no, Esau knows that when it comes to you so-called blacks and Latinos and Native and Seminole Indians, man, you Israelites, he knows that you're finished. And the only breakthrough you have is the ones who the Lord set up out there on the highways and byways. That's why when we speak, we're actually a real threat to Esau, man. Other YouTubers are catching hell because of the truth. Because of the Hebrew Israelites, man. That's why they're passing laws. That's why they're restricting and doing certain things and twerking YouTube, stopping you, changing up this, changing up that. It's because of all of the word, man. They're trying to capitalize on trying to stop Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi's word, man. You know, without just coming directly to us. They want to put it all in like a little circle thing, a circle grab, like it's for everybody. Because if they directly come for us, that's going to make the word of the truth even more truth, man.
Yeah.
It's going to make it more potent. It's going to be obvious.
Right.
You know?
Got a quick precept. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting.
Exactly. It's better to go sorrow with your brethren than to go be out here partying with the niggas, man. You know? What the scriptures say about the woman, she that liveth in pleasures is dead already. Well, how much more for these niggas, man? Niggas just smoke weed, chase hoes, try to get money, and do the same thing over and over. I would rather go sorrow with my brethren for a true outlet, man. For something that's true confident, man. To replenish my soul, man. And that's the word, man. Looking for the day of Yahawashi, man. You know?
Yeah. And your legacy is something that you leave behind. So if you see like the body of works, starting with our apostles on down, thousands of videos pushing out the word, how much more fruit is that than a bitch just taking selfies every day? Like that's really what you leave behind when you when these people drop dead and shit. I got a little more. Ecclesiastes 7 and 3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance of the heart, by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Hey, if I can add, man, you know, why is it also better to go to the house of mourning? Because Yahawah BaHaSham knows out that's mourning right now, man.
Okay.
You know, you got the brother from GreatMillStone Des Moines out there in Iowa. He said one of the worst Africans he used to get was you saw that, right? Yeah, it was when he was trying to act, you know, trying to act hard about it, like he didn't want to cry. You know? So his mother whooped his ass extra hard so that he did cry out, man. Because his mother wanted to hear that crying out, all right, to soothe her, and then, you know, the punishment is accomplished, man. So that's why, again, it's better to go to that house of mourning, because Yahawah BaHaSham is seeking those that are crying out, man. All right, because this is a punishment for us, man. America's supposed to be a damn punishment, man. All right, we didn't come in on cruise ships, man. We came in straight up horrific slave ships, man, which Esau is trying to sweep under the rug, man. All right, so, and now we're just what? We're just the descendants of slaves, man. We're no more nothing than that. If you think you're anything more than that, it's because you've been drinking Esau's wine, man. All right, but in the eyes of Yahawah BaHaSham, all right, the true and living God, we're no more nothing than children of slaves here in America, man. You know, so that's why it's better to go to that house of mourning, okay? Because that means we're crying out, and the Lord wants to hear who's crying out, man. Just like the beautiful example the brother from GreatMillStone Des Moines brought up, man. That's it on that.
Oh yeah, you got it.
And it goes with this, Exodus chapter 3, verse 7. It says, and the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt. Right, going into ancient Egypt, but now this is, of course, spiritual Egypt, man. Revelations 11 and 8, all right, where our Lord was crucified in spiritual Sodom in Egypt, man. Right, so it's the same thing, man, except, hey, it's even worse this time around. It says, and the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. Let's get back into what you're saying, man. The Lord hears our cries, man. You know? The Lord sees everything that we have to go through, man. And Yahawashi said he knows our works and our labor and our patience, man. You know, so Yahawah BaHaSham sees everything. He sees 2/3 of his people having fun when they're supposed to be in punishment, you know? Yeah, man. Like you whip your kid's ass, he having fun, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point, because you know if you got children and you punishing your child, you want them to sorrow. You want them to sorrow in their misery, man. You want them to feel the pain and the agony of what they've done wrong, so they can learn from it. But then he in there partying, he in there jumping on the bed, having a good time, busting the room. You gonna beat his ass again? But then Isaiah, the Lord said in Isaiah, he said, why stricken them anymore, man? The Lord is fed up, man.
Tired of whooping her ass.
Why keep whooping your ass, man? You know what? The Lord just gonna number you to the sword, put you to death, man. That's it, man.
This is Joel 2:11. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, before his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. You can't abide it. You know, basically saying that the day of the Lord is going to come no matter what. So basically, prepare yourself.
Right.
Therefore also now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning.
It said with all your heart, with all your mind, man. Because the scriptures tell you too, hey, the Lord is in all our thoughts. Every day you're thinking about the Lord. You know? For whatever reason. Get up, go to work, shit. You go up, wash your face, you look in the mirror at your face, you brushing your teeth. You might get thoughts, man. Whatever. What's going on today? You look at a video, that's thinking about the Lord. When you look at your phone, you ciphering through YouTube and videos.
Right.
You know?
Hey, that's because, like, after a while, you know, you do something that becomes routine, it's a part of you.
Yeah.
Like that Mary song, it's the God in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't help but have the Most High in us every single day, like you said, with every thought. Because you, especially with being in this, you can't go a day without thinking about the Lord or the Lord coming across your mind. You can't. Even if you tried to, you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, you can see something that's wrong, man. Man, Lord, man, this is some wicked shit. You just can't help it. You know, you can't help it, man, because it's going to be some wicked that vexes your spirit, or you want something that don't equate to our lifestyle that's going to be off within this world that we're going to see we're going to be fed up with, man. Or just being upset with your condition, like, fuck all these Edomites got to be all over. Man, I'm tired of this job, man. Damn Edomite oppression, man. It's going to be something.
You know what reminds you of the Lord every day is the oppression.
Exactly.
Not having enough, man.
Yeah.
You got enough to pay this, you got enough to do that. Then if your body's with you, fuck this shit, man. Where you coming from, you know?
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
That's a bad scripture. In all thy ways acknowledge the Lord. You know, you in all thy ways, whatever which way or choices you choose it, put the Lord first. And what you do is you see if the Lord is going, hey, you make boom, you put the prayers up to the Lord. That's all you can do. We're not really hearing the Lord's voice talking to us. Let's give you a vision, dream. And I'm pretty sure some of them supernatural things is going to start happening soon. But for the meantime, if you put the Lord first, you just put the prayer up, ask the Lord to be with you in what choice you make. Go do it, man. And then see if the Lord is with it. And if the Lord is with it, he'll make a way for you to keep going. Make a way for you to escape. If you're not, then you gotta do it some other way, man. Or the Lord would just place something in, man. You know? And that's just having true faith, man. You know, it's an act of faith when you pray. When you just sitting there praying, you know, in your house by yourself. At first, you know, it's like when you first come in, you might think you're crazy, man. Talking to yourself and shit. But then after a while, you start thinking just be more spiritual, man. You know that you're talking to a real entity, man. You're a real power that governs over you and watches over you, man. You know?
Quick precept. Hebrews 12:6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourges every son whom he receiveth.
So our Lord, Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi, he's rough, man. He's rough. The Lord said, who he loveth, he chastens, man. Meaning he gonna put you through something. Because look what the Yahawah did to his son Yahawashi, man. You know, it said it pleased the Most High. You know, to have Yahawashi be put up on the cross like that, man. You know, and to give his blood for the Israelites, and in particular the elect. You know, so the Yahawah's rough, man. Hey, and then too, that just shows you how much more us in the flesh, we supposed to be more rough too. We're more femininized because of the times and because of Esau's system, man. You know, you gotta watch it if you beat your kid, man. Hey, your woman will make you feel bad because you beat your son, man. You'll beat your son, she's going, the next thing you know, you got an argument with your woman. What you hit him hard like that for? He got a weapon, he got to go to school, he got that thing on his arm. What you think them teachers gonna do with this? And you start like, damn, yo, did I hit him too hard? Fuck. Shit, bro. Yo, come here, yo. We want to hit you, though. But you got to, you know what I'm saying? You start feeling from the inside. You're supposed to be men, man. You're supposed to be masculine men, man. Your child's supposed to be masculine, man. I ain't saying be abusive, but today, a little touch, a little tap, that's abusive according to Esau, man. You know, he wants men to shave their beards off, man. That is feminine, man. He straight up destroyed Jake, man.
A little more. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
So if we can endure it, because the Lord said he won't give you nothing too hard for thee neither. The Lord ain't just gonna sit there and just destroy you. Even though he can, he said he won't give you nothing too hard for you, but he is gonna put you through some things, man. And then so we can endure it. Read that again.
If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
So if you can endure it, then the Lord will read it again.
Will deal with you as with sons.
Will deal with you as his son, man. You know, so all of the elect is going through troubles, man. Catching hell, man. Somehow, some way. Because why? They are the sons of Yahawah. You know?
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
So you ain't gonna be this special son that ain't gonna go through nothing, man. You got people want to come into the truth and think they ain't supposed to go through nothing. Or you gonna catch hell, man. If the Lord truly loves you, you're gonna go through stuff, man. Your road is gonna be rocky, man. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. You're gonna have a smooth sailing, then you're gonna have turbulence. Then it might get smooth again, just for a short period, then it's rocky again. You know? Yeah. Because the Lord know how to truly iron us out and balance us, man. You know? It's like water. You know, sometimes water could be good, calm, looking at the rivers, nice good day, sun out. And sometimes in the sea, the water could be, you know, turbulent, man. You know, big ass fucking tidal waves, man.
It goes on a little more. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Hey, I would rather get whooped by the Lord all day to not be a bastard.
Esau's a bastard.
Yeah, and the Most High is gentle, and He is merciful. You know, He's doing things for a reason. Either the Lord is chastising you, first off, because He loves you, and you His son, but He could be chastising you for a particular reason. He needs you to walk this way. He needs your mind to start thinking this type of way. The Lord do all these things for reasons, man. We just got to take it cheerfully, man. You know?
I got something. This is Job chapter 2 verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall he receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we not receive evil?
Yeah, that's just stupid. Why would you curse the Most High and die? Don't you know you're going to come back? That's dumb. You still get the last laugh. That's the foolish woman speaking, man.
Yeah.
You know, a woman that's deprived of understanding. You know?
Yep.
Hey, because it's just like, well, what makes it so retarded is that the same person that puts you through something is the only one that can get you out of it. So why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? That makes no goddamn sense. We know the Lord put us in this condition. He's the only one that can get us out. Why would you go against that with somebody that powerful like that over your life? That makes no sense. But only a woman would do something like that. A nigga would do it too, but a woman, that's her nature. Just because she's that emotional creature. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what, you know, you raising up your child or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Your child, they're going to do a little bad shit or whatever, but ultimately, is they going to come up against you like real harsh when they're young like that? No, because they know that you're going to punish them and you're going to get them out of the situation, whatever they're in. You can soothe them both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and if I can add, because even with the situation with Job, it all boils down to understanding. Job said, we receive good from the Most High, shall we not receive evil? You know what I'm saying? Job had that understanding. But the woman don't have that understanding. The scriptures say in Job, he had deprived her of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So she don't know how to maneuver when all hell breaks loose. That's why they're going to need a guide. That's why they have to cleave not only to a man, but a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And they say through childbearing, if they continue, you know what I'm saying? And all holy is Christ. You know, so the woman needs the man when it comes to these latter days, when it comes to the time. The woman is going to need the man. Man is the one with the understanding through the spirit of power, Yahawashi, outside, to be able to maneuver all that things. You know, be able to wiggle out of the bases. The ultimate trap is that shit, man. Since we know what that trap is, what it entails, what happens to you if you take it, the Lord blesses with the understanding to not take it, because we know they can do it. Women don't got that. Women just seek after comfortability. And that's what that chick is going to provide, comfortability. But when you're acquainted with grief, when you're acquainted with being uncomfortable, when you're comfortable with being uncomfortable,
Yeah.
the spirit of God, Yahawashi, Rawchaa, will make it pass through.
Like that.
You know, and really at that time, we know it's going to be hard, but once those few days, you know what I'm saying, are harsh and gruesome and, travail, the Lord is going to smooth it out because he said, my servant shall drink, my servant shall eat. You know what I'm saying? So what? We're going to have the necessities needed to get through the next day. And not only that, the Lord said, then we'll my I'm saying, we don't know if we'll be elected. You know what I'm saying? But in that day, when Jacob's trouble hit, we going to know if we'll be elected or not. Depending on how the Lord deals with you.
I'm building the spirit up. We got to go as I fall from the David did, man. And I want to read this whole thing. This is 6 verses. This is Psalms 23.
Oh, yeah.
This is Psalm of David, right? Yahawah is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters.
And what's the green pasture? Green pastures represents the knowledge. I'm saying if you don't have the knowledge, you don't have understanding, you don't have the wisdom. You're not going to be able to apply the wisdom. The Lord didn't choose everybody to lie down in green pastures. You know what I'm saying? The Lord only chose the elect to lie down in green pastures. So those are the ones that's going to be able to get through the dark times, man.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time.
That's right, there you go.
Hey, that shows you that the Lord is our shepherd, man. Because what's in the green pasture? The sheep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the sheep are the ones who hear the voice of the Lord.
That's right. My sheep hear my voice.
And he said that Yahawah BaHaSham is our shepherd, man. We shall not want, man. We shall not want that time, man. Right? Because he provides all things for us, man. He knows what we want even before we even open our mouths. We think our open mouth to even utter it. Right? Let me finish it up, right? Right? Verse 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Hey, that's here in America, man. Because we don't fear no evil, man. Evil, we know that's Esau, man. We know that's the demonic, witchcraft, man. You got niggas that got evil written all over them as well, man. You got women with evil. We don't fear them. We fear Yahawah Rawchaa. What we do is call the Lord on them, man, to deal with the evil.
Why fear evil when we serve the one who created it? I mean,
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And then when we go off, man, we have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Know when we go off, man, and get right back on that path, man. Yeah. And that staff, man, is that shepherd, man, that guiding us, man. Get back on track, man. Right?
The sheep tend to wander.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When the shepherd, the shepherd is pretty much behind the sheep. You know what I'm saying? But he got that staff, when they tend to veer off, get back in order.
Right? Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
Hey man, I just add real quick that that thou preparest a table in the presence of mine enemies. That table is the altar where you lay the sacrifice. Right here, this is a table right here.
Yep.
Present your bodies as a living sacrifice.
That's right.
Hey, the Lord said that. He said that I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes, man. This is what he's saying right here. Right? That's that order to the Lord, man. Those 5 cities of Canaan, right?
I was looking for that too, right here.
Yeah, that's verse, right? Verse 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi forever. And just to pick you up, man, for brothers, man, in that time that we're coming in, man. And hey, man, just feel free, man, just to read Psalms 23, man. Right. Christians don't even understand that, man. Right. They was trying to quote it, man, but we understand through the spirit and power of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, man, what exactly the gist of it is. Yeah. All right.
And if I could add, man, and one of the beautiful things about going through hell and tribulation, right? You're going to be able to reflect. You know what I'm saying? When all hell's break loose in the society, because it's like, how do you know you got faith if you haven't been through nothing? You know what I'm saying? You don't know you got faith. You say you believe all you want. You know what I'm saying? But if you wasn't put in a position for you to exercise faith, how do you know you actually have faith? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you go through hell and you go through tribulations, call on the Lord, he deliver you from them, what I'm saying? When the hour of temptation actually comes forth, you know what I'm saying? That's why you're not supposed to make haste in the time of trouble, because you're supposed to reflect, you know what I'm saying, what the Lord did for you in your walk with truth, in your path with truth. And that's what's going to give you that extra inkling of faith. You know what I'm saying? Scripture say you shall be increased at that last day. The Lord's going to be able to sup and be able to bring those remembrances to your mind of how he got you to the end. And then you brought me all this way, what, to fail? You're not supposed to have that mindset. You should have the mindset of you brought me all this way for me to persevere. Right? That's what it's about, persevering in this way.
You did all this training.
Right.
Lord is truly training us.
Right.
You did all this training. You got chastised. You went through hell, man.
Yeah.
You know, so when you go through training, in order to build muscle, you got to go through hell, man. Then you're able to start looking like something. You know?
Broken down.
Yeah, it got to be broken down and built up.
Yeah,
And like,
my bad. It's that muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? When it's, but you got it.
that's it.
And the Lord always deals with the underdog for that reason, because he's glorified through the underdog. If he was to be glorified with the mighty, it's like obvious that the mighty's gonna win.
Right.
But he always deals with the little guy.
Yeah. And that's proved, like the brother said, that's how you can tell if you're spiritual. Because the scripture say he that is spiritual judge of all things. You should know who the Lord's people are, man. You should know who the Lord's prophets are, the true prophets, distinguished from the false prophets, man.
Real quick, and the fact that the Lord deals with the underdog, if he wasn't dealing with the underdog, he would have kept, during the time of Gideon, he would have kept it at 10,000. He had minimized it all the way down to 300. You know what I'm saying? To show, because why? Israel would have, they would have told us we gave it to the Lord. They were like, oh, we did it by our own strength because we had numbers. You know what I'm saying? But like, for you to have 300 men, to be able to take down an army that's 3 times the men you got to know that there's another spiritual force behind you. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that that battle is of him and not of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to know the times that you coming in, we going to know that there's a higher power backing us. Because the time and the destruction that's coming has never been recorded, nor has man faced it. So how you going to even prepare for it? How you going to call yourself doomsday prepping when the Lord got tragedy coming that's never been recorded? So our faith is going to have to be on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to know that, look, this is Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi.
Yeah, that's like well, I got a couple precepts going back to the point you were saying about like suffering and the experience and stuff like that. But at another quick point, that's like saying, yeah, I'm going to the NBA, but all you ever did was play 2-on-2 basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't really trained for the NBA like that because you wasn't playing with that type of caliber of players. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
you can't even work a 3-man week.
Real quick, got 2 precepts. It's Ecclesiastes 7:3, going into the point where how the brother was talking about like reflection and stuff going through the tribulation. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. So why is sorrow better than laughter? You know what I'm saying? Because when you sorrow, like how the brother said, you're going to go back and you're going to reflect, whether you try to or not. Your mind is going to go back to that time when you went through something, and you're going to realize whatever the Lord had for you out of that situation. Because there's a lot of times, and that's why it's like you got to be patient when you go through things. Because at certain times, especially when you're real young in the faith, you just certain hell comes. Man, what the fuck, man? Damn, man! Like, and you really don't have the understanding. But if you sit back and let the Lord work within you, eventually He'll let you see why you had to go through this. And you'll see what spiritual jewels that you gained out of this situation. And you can only do that by reflection. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, another thing, just to add on to you, is that when you sorrowing, you in a serious manner. You in a serious spirit. We're in captivity. So what other spirit should you be in more? A sorrow type of spirit, because you should be serious.
Exactly.
Lord wants you to think.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, because when you laughing and smiling and joking, you could gain some knowledge and wisdom out of that. But people really just trying to have a good goddamn time. You ain't really trying to think too deep on nothing. But when you're going through something that's like how you said, you're in that serious mode and the mind is really pondering, and now the Lord is like, all right, now I'm gonna put that thought upon you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna understand now. You know, and you can only do that through going through something. You know what I'm saying? But another precept, you know what I'm saying? This is as far as us, like further being encouraged by the faith of knowing the things in which our forefathers went through, right? So this First Maccabees 2, and I'll start at verse 50. It says, in fact, I'll start at verse verse 49. It says, now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now have pride and rebuke gotten strength in the times of destruction and the wrath of indignation. And we can apply that to these times that are coming at hand. You know what I'm saying? Massive death and destruction, right? Verse 50, now therefore, my sons, be zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor in the everlasting name. So when we going through things, we supposed to reflect on great, our greatest example, our big brother Yahawashi, Paul, John, Peter, all the different apostles, all the different prophets of what they went through. Isaiah walking naked for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? During the times of Egypt and all that, the Lord bringing down the quails and stuff so Israel could eat, like how the brother said. In that time, like we gonna eat and drink. So we got to think upon these things as a remembrance for our spirit to know that, if the Lord had us back then, he had all the men of old back then, why isn't he going to have our backs now? It's that same way. And the scriptures also tell us, Psalm 68 and 19, that blessed be the Lord who loadeth us daily with benefits. So daily we're going to get what we need. So we have no worries as long as we keep that faith toward the Lord, right? So just going on a little further, just to read it for edification, it says, verse 52, was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. And Joseph went through a hell of a time to being sold into slavery by your brothers, and then come up to be second in command to the king of Egypt. Like, when you talking about getting from the mud, you know what I'm saying? That came from the dirt for real, man, Verse 54, Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Jesus, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge of Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous and fervent, for the Lord was taken up to heaven. And Ananias, Azarias, Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. You know what I'm saying? None, man. None. As long as you doing what the Lord requires us to do, and you putting your faith towards every bit of his working towards his name, the Lord got you, man. Right.
I got something. Yeah, that was beautiful, man. This is Romans chapter 5, verse 3. It says, only so, but we glory in tribulations also. See, and that's another spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the sons of living power, because a lot of even these rap niggas in their music, they making songs about, when they was coming up in the hood, they made it out, they was in the damn courts, they didn't snitch and shit like that. That's the things that they rap about, man, because they like to glory in the tribulations that they went through, man. Now look where I'm at, man. Like, a lot of these rappers live in Calabasas now, man. Big, huge mansions, still making gangster rap music, because ultimately that's what they've been through, man. So that's going to show the spirit bears witness with our spirit to be the children of the Most High. But how much more do we have to do that on the right-hand side, man? Because us brothers up here, man, I'm sure each one of us been through mad shit that the Lord delivered us from, man. Mad shit with brothers didn't even have a job or nothing. We helped each other out, and we each got different testimonies, man, to when Yahawashi came through for us, man. So that's why Paul said that. Again, it says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, man. Like, yeah, because this is what we've been through, man. I actually been through that shit, and Yahawashi got me out of it, man. So these are things that we got to remember now when all hell break loose, and now how much more is it going to be beautiful on that grand scale when, Lord willing, we get delivered out of Jacob's trouble, man. That's what it's always about, man.
And it is because Paul and Silas, they got hemmed up, they was brought to the prison, they started singing songs. And why was they singing songs? Because they know that they was being afflicted for teaching the Lord. They knew that the Lord was chastising them, and that just proves that they were men of the Lord. So when you think, I'm not brother speaking, I was just, visualizing like Esau coming round us up, put us inside of a holding cell or whatever. Hey, a brother might just be like smiling, praising Yahawah, because why? I don't want to go away from your scripture, but this is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 73. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Because a brother may just get a alarm, happiness, excitement on him because he now know he's the chosen. Right now, we don't know. We hope, we believe we are, but in that time, it's going to be known you the chosen. And that's going to just bring a boy excitement, you know? Even when he hemmed up, he saw Mike think you crazy. He probably get you hemmed up, about to cut your head off, and you sitting there with a... He was like, what the fuck? You know, we about to cut your head off, you know? He's like, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You never know what spirit the Lord gonna have the brothers in.
Yeah, that's the spirit, because when you watch these certain movies, like terrorist movies, Esau like demonize that, like you know them Arabs, they die for Allah and shit like that. But it's kind of like something we can learn from as far as, you know, the faith that they have in their faith God, man. But we have a real power like what the brothers going into, and which we understand and know that through our experience, man. So how much more, how, you know, that's what we out there, man.
And the best example is Yahawashi. Like when Pilate was interrogating, you know, they're like, you're saying that you're the king of the Jews. Pretty much, he stayed, thou sayest, with a very austere, you know, demeanor.
That's something real quick. Just on how, you know, it feels good to suffer for righteousness, right? Going back to the point with Peter and disciples, I'm going to start at Acts 5:38, when they got locked up for preaching Yahawashi, when they was told not to. And Acts 5:38, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. But if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of Yahawah, BaHaSham Yahawashi, ye cannot overthrow it. Least happily you be found even to fight against the Most High. And to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahawashi, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And daily in the temple and in every house they ceased not to teach and preach Yahawashi HaMashiach.
Hey, we should be rejoicing right now, man, because right now we know that this truth is stirring, making everybody bug out, man. It's stirring the pot, man. You know, we got people that's on high, man, that's making maneuvers, man, to try to stop this truth, to try to put a roadblock in front of it, try to put stumbling blocks in front of it, try to pay people off, you know, trying to do certain things, trying to change laws, you know. Hey, man, we gotta be, hey, a bunch of niggas on the street, you know. You see? All right, that's how they look at us, right?
So far beyond that they look.
Right. You see that? You see that though? But right, they understand that we have the blueprint unto salvation, man. I got something real quick. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, for ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? You know, and the Lord said, man should not live by bread alone, man, but every word that the Lord speaks.
The brothers, some prophets going through famines. He had Isaiah being naked. So it's not your life more than raiment, more than meat. You know?
Right. Verse 26. Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are you not much more better than they? Right? You gotta really consider that. You know, right?
They're not out there calling book, chapter, and verse. They're not out there being persecuted in the name of the Lord, yet they still being taken care of. How much more do
They're not like these bums, drug addicts, you know, thieves. They ain't asking for nothing.
Yeah, it says that they're not sowing. Neither do they reap. You know? Right?
They'll do nothing.
Right?
Chill.
Right? For which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And
So why you doomsday prepping? Cause you taking thought, man. You know what I'm saying? Here, really, you trying to minimize the power of the Lord by doomsday prepping. He that seeks to find his life shall lose it.
Hey, that goes into that parable, man, of that fool, man, that tore down his barn and to build bigger. Build bigger, man. Yeah. You know?
And that goes into that nigga polite too, man. Niggas
Oh.
sold out.
Oh, yeah.
And the main reason niggas sell out because they feel like, well, you know, I'm trying to build a better future for my family. You know, but going into that scripture, man, you can't control that, man. You could die tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And your family gets nothing.
Right.
So that's Yahawashi Yahawashi gets the glory.
Right? And it says, verse 28, and why take you thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith?
You know, the Most High sees us, man. The Lord knows everything in the earth, man. If he clothed the field today, green, grass, trees, and then tomorrow it's in the oven. You think the Lord forgot about you?
I'm going to finish it up, right? Look at me out of here, right? Verse 31. Therefore, take no thought, saying, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, for with all shall you be clothed.
And that's the act of faith on a high level. You know, that's the act of faith that we all got to get to. Because in the coming days, and when Jacob's trouble comes, we're going to have to take thought of those scriptures, as Brother read. He sent them disciples out by twos with that thought, with that spirit. And what they did, you know, they went and prophesied, man. They performed, they had spiritual powers, they performed, and then whoever took them in for the night to lodge, to bake them cake, to, you know, clean them up, let them have refuge, you know, rest. That was all an act of faith. You know, that's a level of faith that we're gonna have to have before the days are out.
For all these things, verse 32, for all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye shall have need of all these things. And really, when you think about the Gentiles seek those things, that's of them being of that carnal mind, not being spiritual, you know? Right? Because we already know that the Gentiles are outside the temple, right? Right? Verse 33, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and its righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Therefore, take no thought for tomorrow shall take thought of the things in itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. You know, and like I said, we got to seek the Lord first, man, and all those other things should be added unto us, man. You know, I hate to use that word, spiritual bank account, but you know, we basically are doing this work, man, to where, hey, man, you pray to the Lord, man. Listen, you know, the Lord knows our works, man. You know, he's not forgetful to bless us, man. You know, and our works is not in vain. You know?
Got a quick piece of?
Yeah, I had a quick account proving how the Lord, you know, fed his men, right? This is 1 Kings chapter 17, we'll start at verse 1. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. Now somebody grab, what's that, 2nd Ezra 16, how the Lord shall be our guide. That's 16 and about 70 or something like that.
Oh yeah, kind of got it. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, I'll start on verse 74. It says, Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
That's right. At that particular moment, the day of trouble was that the Lord refrained from the area from receiving rain. You know, so they was pretty much in a drought. Go ahead.
Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power.
And that's what the Lord did for Elijah. You know, the things aforetime are written for our learning. And we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So just like the scriptures say that the Lord's going to be the guide, he was a guide for Elijah, where it says, Get thee hence and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook of Cherith that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. You know, so that's why these things happened in the past. You know, and these typical things happen in the past. Look, the Lord said slavery is going to happen. Are we not living out slavery? So if the Lord promised slavery unto the Israelites, the Lord also promised the kingdom of heaven to the Israelites. You just got to wait on it. You know, so just like the Lord delivered Elijah from his situation, the Lord's going to deliver us from our situation.
Quick precept. Psalms 55:22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
Never suffer the righteous to be moved.
So you're staying on the right path. That's the only way that you're gonna have the Lord with you. That's your only chance. You know what I'm saying?
And that comes with the chastising of the Lord. But sometimes when the Lord chastises you, it's because he wants your mind to be thinking in a certain way. You gotta fulfill what his will is. So sometimes he work on your mind. You be trying to fight, trying to do this, but then what? You're getting chastised for it. And in all reality, he wants you to do that. You know, go straight. You know.
I got something to add to you. This is John 17:15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
That's right.
Yeah. Because what happened is, you know, like the brother had just read about Elijah, prophets, they prophesied against the current Canaan that they was in. On the mind, be like, well, that's stupid. You're going to be in this Canaan. You're going to catch the same level we're going to catch. No, the scripture just said that the Lord's going to keep us from evil, man. Because the things that we're prophesying, it's against the evil, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is bringing hell because of the wicked, not because of the righteous. You know?
He said, I believe the prophet says, do no evil and no evil shall come upon you. And Saul's an example of that. Saul did evil when he conjured up those witches and he pulled Samuel out of the heavens, you know, to speak to him. That was witchcraft. That's evil.
And it was evil, was not doing what the Lord told you. That's why he got in that predicament in the first place. He couldn't follow orders. You know? Rebellion is a sin of witchcraft.
I got that scripture on Sirach chapter 7 verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee.
Right. Do no evil and no harm shall come unto you. Hey, we ain't the ones that's gonna pick up a gun and start trying to shoot down Jake because they offended us, man. You know, or Esau come up and do something and we want to gun him down, even though, you know, it's not a sin to on the Gentiles, but that's not expedient right now. We'll be locked up, taken away from the truth, you know. So if you do no evil, no harm shall come upon you, man. But that don't mean the Lord ain't gonna chastise you. That's why it takes a spiritual man to judge what hell he's going through, why he's going through. It's gonna make you meditate. You know, you had this joke of, brothers was talking about it last week. This dude from years ago, man. This dude had went and bought a staff, bought a sword, and he pulling his sword out on Esau. Everywhere he go, got charged for it, and then he come back and tell us, "You catching hell for the truth." Nigga, you ain't catching hell for the truth. You catching hell for being wicked. So you have to judge and determine what the hell you going through and why.
You knew he wasn't right because the first time he camped with us, he got arrested.
Oh, the girl was trying to
beat him up, broke his finger and all that.
I remember he said his dogs was hurt.
Yeah, the Lord wasn't with that
At all.
He said, man, let's wrap up. My dogs is hurt. Yo, even with that melee that we got into down there, man. You know, when Yahawah pulled the gun, you know, hey, man, I had to stop that, man. You caught it with his hand. You know, brothers know what we're talking about, man. Because that would have been more hell upon us, man. That would have definitely shook the camp.
He the only one that pulled something like that. He ain't around no more now.
You know. And the dude they really feel no cause about it, man. The Lord directed that man's steps, man, to be right there, man. To be right there to stop that. You know.
And the Most High shows us, he gives us that fear. You know, that we fear him because after these things happen to these wicked dudes, I don't know, well, I know why it's the Spirit of the Lord on them to come back to show us what they look like. You know? Because if my thing is to be wicked and you get cast out, why the hell are you coming back around acting like you in the truth? We have a spiritual eye, we can see. So you look at the brother, you see him, he came around, he just got out of jail, shoes and stuff, sitting there, you know. Remember? You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, Lord, fucking him up. You know what I'm saying? Compared to when he was with us in the camp.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, and next thing you know, he just vanished away, disappeared.
That's more. It says verse 2. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
Exactly. You gotta depart from the unjust. You coming from out of the world with your homeboys in the world, they all talking about jumping on chicks and smoking weed and hitting the clubs and all that shit. You gotta remove yourself from them, man. Read that again.
It says, depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
And iniquity will turn away. Them demons are going, damn. You know what I'm saying? Wait till you backslide. You know, them demons will walk away, man. You know, then you have less demons on you. Then you gotta work on yourself. You gotta build upon your body. Now, certain things you gotta be selfish. You gotta clean yourself up. You know, we all had inner type of demons that was with us. But then through the Lord's chastisement, He removed a lot of those demons, especially the wild ones, man. You know, had you out here at lunch. You know, Fred looking for
One more verse. It says, verse 3, my son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold.
Hey, when you sowing upon, like, for example, sowing on the furrows of unrighteousness, you know, gangbang. You know, you're catching legs, you're stealing, you're going to J-Rock, you're stealing car radios, you know, you're robbing convenience stores. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing wrong with wickedness.
When you saying that, I thought of, when you saying that, I'm thinking of the pull-up boys. Why would you use the name of pull-up boys when that's a demonic type of title a nigga have in the world? Jack boys, pull-up boys, you know? Like that just came to my mind. Hey, you got it out.
Yeah, cut. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's like an example of sowing upon the furrows of unrighteousness. But what you gonna reap after that? Death, man. Or a long prison sentence. You know, a very long prison sentence. Something that you're not able to handle, man. You know, here it is going in, you know, 130 pounds. You got men in there 250 pounds ready to take it from you. You know, we're not built like that. You know, that's that type of lifestyle you need, you know, or brain. You know? But the brother mentioned about your mind. The Lord do certain things to get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? And Satan likes to play upon the mind. You know, the scripture tells us in Jeremiah 17, our heart is deceitful above all things, which is your mind, right? But the Lord tells you how to deal with it, right? Then real quick, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 37. I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. So he'll be able to build you back up in the scriptures, right? It is, God forbid, if you was to ever commit adultery, you confess it, right? The brother will tell you how you went off. You know, he could bring up the account of King David, and hopefully it'll soothe your spirit, and hopefully the Lord will have mercy upon you. However, a nigga in the world will give you props, you know what I'm saying, for committing adultery. You know, just using that as an example, right? Verse 13, and let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it. For a man's mind is sometimes one to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. That's those different demons trying to tell you, giving you bad advice, man. You know, like, hey, Job went through it, man. He had certain so-called friends that was giving him bad advice. And he had to pray to the Lord that the Lord don't take his friends out for giving him bad advice. You know? So the Lord is going to tell you how to deal with that, right? It says, and above all this, pray to the Most High, that he will direct thy way in truth. Let reason go before every enterprise, and counsel before every action. Countenance is a sign of changing of the heart, man. So you got to be able to discern spirits. The heart is the mind.
Hey, that's how you mentioned about Job. And he said, you know, Job friends was going to get taken out. And, you know, that's just shows you got to fear the Lord. You know, you're giving a brother advice, the man of the Lord, he's going to give you he's going to give you a godly advice, you know? And that's what happens when you got certain individuals, they catch in hell, and then they want to go and seek ungodly advice from someone that doesn't even worship or serve Yahawah. You know, the brother made mention, he rung a bell, man. Job's friends were going to get put to death because they gave him wrong advice, man. Hey, look at Job woman. We just made mention of that. So that's why even with that situation, it's so vital. It's the Lord look at that as a situation. He's judging you on that. Man.
This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by Yahawah, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down. For Yahawah upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
So that's what we live for. Hey, these scriptures are here to help us compromise with the Lord, man, in a time of need, man. You know, when have the Lord forsaken the righteous and they were begging bread, man, out here? You know, that's how you know. That's how when you see a fiend or a bum, when you say bum, you don't know what drugs he's using, but you gotta examine him. You know, hey, I'll buy you a bike. Nah, I want the money. All right, get out of here, bro. You know, you gotta judge him, man. You gotta see what he's all about, because the Lord is not gonna have a brother out here begging. If you seen a brother out here begging on the street, looking crazy out of his mind, doing such a thing, you probably say, "Well, damn, the Lord ain't dealing with that." Look at it, because when have the righteous been forsaken and begging bread, man? And they want to call us bums. I was watching Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
Y'all saw that?
The new one?
Yeah.
I saw some of it.
And he said something he said a little quick story about his father. He said, he said how he's poor, and he said it was cold as hell. He went to go try to change the thermometer, and he said his father told him, "You better not put his hands on that thermometer." And he said, I'm cold. And he was like, "We're gonna put some more clothes on." And then he was like, "I got all the clothes I can wear, but I'm still cold." Yeah, he said, "But I'm cold as hell." And then he said he shouted out and was just like, "I'm tired of being poor." And then he said his father said, "Look, this is true." He said, "Look, you're not poor. Being poor is a mentality." And I forgot what he said he was.
It's like the broke.
You're broke. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, when I started out pausing, I said, "Oh shit, you're right." Because downtown North, you see a bunch of fiends all over here. You know, that's the mentality that they wanted to have. They chose to do that. You could have went down there and got help. But what it is, these niggas are on drugs. They're not bums. They're drug addicts. And they out here munching off each other on the street, and they trying to ask anybody for money. I don't get them shit. You know? I lost my train of thought.
I got a scripture to back you exactly what you said. Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know whom thou doest it. So shalt thou be thankful for thy benefits. Right. It says, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, if not from him, yet from the Most High. Yeah. And I brought that out because it said, if you do good, know to whom you do good. A lot of people think they're doing the Lord's work with giving a bum $5 or something like that. You're feeding into his demons. You know, he's gonna take that $5 and buy some more crack with it or something, man. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this out just for anybody that's getting emotional. Because some people would say, "Well, wow, you don't want to help bums, they need help." The Lord ain't here to help bums. The Most High put them in that situation. And I'm gonna read an account. Now this is Sirach chapter 40 and 26. It says, "Riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and it needeth not to seek help. The fear of the Lord is a faithful guardian, and covereth him above all glory. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg." Because you got a lot of emotional people out here, or you got certain Israelite groups that we get turkeys out. The Lord ain't say give no turkeys out. It's
Get a word out.
Yeah, get a word out. This is verse 29. "The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for life.
Damn.
For he polluteth himself with other men's meat. But a wise man will beware thereof. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in his belly there shall be burning of fire." You know?
I got one more scripture too. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. "The Lord killeth and maketh alive, he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes. So if the Lord wanted to make them rich, he'd do it.
Right.
The Lord put them in that predicament, man.
Hey, the scriptures say also too, they sit up every corner full of the fury of the Lord like a bull. You know, the rebuke of the Lord. That's these niggas that's on the street corners, man. Scriptures talk about all these things, man. You know?
This is Sirach chapter 11, verse 12. Again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Lord look upon him for good and set him up from his low estate. So it's up to the Lord to bring that man up from that low estate, man. Right? And lifted up his head from misery, so that many that saw him marveled at him. You know, right? Poverty and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord. That's it right there. You know? Okay, so when you have people that go through certain situations, all right, in their life, that's the Lord. The Lord has them in that situation, right? That's what they have to go through, man. You know, and if they are of the elect, okay, the Lord will show them a path on how to get up out of that, man. You know.
Hey, real quick, James 25, has not the most I chosen the poor of this world, but rich in faith. Show you that, you know what I'm saying? Like how you said, like that's a mentality. Because even though we ain't got nothing, but we rich in faith, we the richest people on the face of the planet. Because at the end of the day, our people can still be broke, but still crack a smile on their face. You know what I'm saying? God say name or whatever. And we still can have a good time with having nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the average so-called white person, you know what I'm saying, so they get low on money, they jumping off of bridges and doing all type of stuff. We don't do that like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's not our spirit.
Yeah, I got this. A precept. Rich recorded, brothers to heart. This is James chapter 2, verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High, Yahawah, chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him? But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by the which ye are called? Are ye fulfilled with the royal law according to the scripture? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself and do well. You know, and just bringing it out what you said, you know. The Lord hath chosen the rich. The Lord hath chosen the poor but rich in faith, man. Alright? And that don't mean we're poor like we're bums. Brothers got jobs. Brothers, the Lord fortunately have brothers to make some money enough to what brothers to put their bread together and able to do what? Come out here and teach the word, get the things we need. And also, brothers also tied to our apostles, man. Because we got elders, we got apostles, okay, who taught us this truth, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi.
Hey, real quick, and you know why the Lord ain't dealing with the rich? Because primarily the rich, they feel entitled. You know what I'm saying? The rich feels like, if it was up to the rich, they will purchase this faith. You know what I'm saying? Just like the situation with Simon. Simon in Acts the 8th chapter. Right. You want to pull it out? You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord ain't dealing, you know, with individuals, you know, who's proud, you know, in their money, you know, in their finances and things of that nature, because they buy themselves out of situations. You know, if we used to get locked up, you know what I'm saying, we got to rely upon the Lord. You know, if you got some, if you're sitting on a couple of M's, when I say M's, it's $1 million, you know, if I was sitting on a few million, I would rely upon that money to get me out of the jam. I have the money to pay for a lawyer, the best lawyer in town. When you got the best lawyer, they tied up with the prosecutor and the judge, and now you get off scot-free. You know what I'm saying? So what? The rich buy themselves out of situations. You know what I'm saying? We have to hope for elect. We rely upon the Lord to get us out of situations. Real quick, I got a quick scripture. It's Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. You know, so what's going to get us out of what matters is this faith. You know what I'm saying? Having the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahawah and Yahawashi. That's the righteousness. Here it is. If you believe the name of the Lord is Yahawah, his son's name is Yahawashi, yet you believe that the market of beast is an embargo of Christianity, you're not righteous. You're not righteous. The RFID microchip, that's the mark of the beast, man. it is, you can believe that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, but the Gentiles who the Apostle Paul went to are not the Israelites. You're not righteous. You can't have partial of the truth. You gotta have 100% of the truth. The Lord is coming for 100%ers, man, not 95s.
He told us to come out here and warn the people. Right. Why would he give us partial? He would give you the 100% so you can fully 100% warn his people. That's logic. It's common sense.
Well, Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter says, eat the whole roll, or is it the 3rd? You know, the whole 100%.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignities, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And that's the hey man. And you see that servant upon a horse. That horse represents power, man, rulership. You know. So when you go to the Museum of Natural History, you actually see Theodore Roosevelt on the horse, and then you have a so-called Gadite, which he would represent the Northern Kingdom, and would have a Judite represent the Southern Kingdom on their feet, man. You know, that's a very spiritual statue right there. You know.
Once again, going back to that point, that's another example of how it's a mentality thing. You said what? The rich sit in low place. You know what I'm saying? So what? Those that actually got the spiritual riches, they in low standards. You know what I'm saying? But going back to like the point how the brother was saying, like about as far as people having money and things like that. This is Job 21, and I'll start at verse 13. It's talking about people with money. It says they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him, and what profit should we have if we pray unto him? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because a lot of people that have money, they think that they did all of this on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't feel like, I'm not saying that everybody, but it's particularly pertaining to Edomites. Because the scriptures say that the Most High is not at all in his thoughts. Because they really feel as though they conquered the whole earth. They're doing everything on their own power. You know what I'm saying? Not giving credit to the Most High who set them up. Because the scriptures also say that that sin will be shown to the wicked, and he still shall not understand righteousness. So he's in the favorable position right now, and he still can't do what's right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in him to be with you.
You know, Yahawashi also said he was world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. His name is Yahawashi. He also said it's hardly for a rich man to enter into the kingdom. Not saying that you can't be rich and believe, but it's hardly. Because as y'all brothers bringing out the examples of rich men, like the example you pulled. If a rich man get locked up, he's not gonna pray. He's gonna hit somebody up, go on my bank account, get my stuff out. He ain't even think about the Lord. You know?
Yeah, the money usually gets put forth first before the faith into the Most High. But if somebody got nothing, all they got is their faith to pray. You know what I'm saying? That's all they got.
Got a quick precept. 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
These people today, these so-called celebrities, these kids and all of them, is the root of evil is money, man. Money on their mind. They want to live this certain lifestyle to have this type of wild life. And all of it is demonic. Majority of them is homosexuals. Like you live in a homosexual life, you know, and this wild life with no rules, you know. And the only way you can live that life unless you get that type of money, you know, or you go sell your soul, you know. And on top of that, even Satan, which is ruling over these Edomites, and which have these Edomites playing their hand, all right, because they're kings right now on the earth. The scriptures tell you in Job, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Even Satan has to choose you. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sell your soul. Satan has to want your soul. You know?
Yeah, like remember like some years ago, some dude, I think it was in Virginia or something, some dude had shot his friend because he said he wanted to be a part of Illuminati or something like that.
And the girl sacrificed a cat, just put a cat in the microwave.
Real quick, the purpose of Satan is pretty much to deceive. So if you're a particular somebody that can be used to deceive a lot of people, then that's when Satan knows he can choose you. You don't get your record deal until you have like 100,000 followers. You got so many amount of people, you know, pretty much rotting to your music. So as much attention that can get brought to you, Satan can use you to deceive the world. Like for an example, that Jay-Z song 99 Problems. but a bitch ain't one. His 99 problems was him acquiring 99 souls. You know what I'm saying? Because with that whole Illuminati shit, here it is, because his thing is to get his soul back from Satan. So he has to acquire 99 souls in order to get his soul back from Satan. But with him getting his soul back from Satan is him pretty much doing what the fuck he want to do. That's why you see him making deals with the NFL and shit like that. You know, he's able to, he's got Rock Nations and he's partnering up with all of your favorite rappers from growing up and things of that nature. So his 99 souls, his 99 problems pretty much acquiring the 99 souls, but that's all Satan. You know, but that went over a lot of people's heads.
Quick testimony, but it's another one. But we was downtown Look, and remember there was a chick that came up to us, and this woman came up to us, she was a gay chick. Yeah. Gay chick came up to us, and she never heard what this was, and she was an Israelite, none of that, and she was just shocked. And when we was just wrapping up the camp, she basically wanted to talk to us because she said a week before, she just went with her agent and she was trying to get signed to be in the industry, to be a rapper. And she said they was looking for her to sell her soul, to sign her contract. And this woman, you could tell she was sincere, she was being honest, and she was like messed up because she didn't know what she should do. Because the Lord had brought her over here to basically to, you know, hey, it's a choice. You make your choice. That's it. That's no cloak for your sin. There's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? And she was saying how they wanted her to lay into a corpse, a coffin, and things like that. And she was just when the chicken shack at the camp was over, talking to her, and she was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just like, this gotta be the Lord, because just a week ago she was just thinking about it, and she told him she'd think about it, and now she came across the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. You know? So that's how we know anyway how in the industry they selling their souls, man. You know?
Even that song Damien with DMX.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that was talking about the sacrifices he had to make. And when you get into the song, the sacrifices he had to make were people that was actually close to him. You know what I'm saying? It's shit that he didn't want to do, but he had to do it because he was bound by that contract. You know, so they tell you in the music, you know, everything's watered down now. You know, ain't no much substance today's music, but if you listen to old music, they're getting into the New World Order, they're getting into the microchip, they're getting into the Illuminati, you know, but there was a time for that.
So Matthew chapter 4, verse 8 says, again, the devil taketh them up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth them all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Right, and that's the same deal, all right, that the spiritual demon Satan is making with all these damn celebrities, man. That's why I even got Kanye West, who he straight up told you, man, which he's a huge bug out, you know, and he straight up told you, man, he's not trying to water it down. You know, he's one of the biggest rebels, all right, but he pretty much told you, I sold my soul to the devil. I know it was a crappy deal, but at least it came with a few toys like a happy meal, man. So here it is, Satan made him bow down, and he was with it, man. Okay, he admitted that he done it, man. So it's the same thing, man. In order for you to receive all that glory, all these riches, all right, all these women, all these fame, you gotta sell your soul to Satan, man. Which is where, right, with the so-called white man. All right, he takes you up, hey, like I said, this is Exceeding High Mountain. Now he takes you up on what, like the 60th floor, up in Manhattan somewhere, okay? And he makes you bend over, man.
Check out this.
And then you're able to receive your riches, man. Okay?
And not only that, they record it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They record it and they hold it against you. Like, you could be the toughest rapper out, but we got this footage of it. You know what I'm saying? Breach this contract, and we'll release it to the public. That's how they move, man.
They always gotta have something to you know, blackmail you with.
Yeah.
That's why stuff always come out on certain people in the industry,
Yeah.
or like with always gotta go back to Michael Jordan. You know that for that one of those championships, the one where his father died. You know what I'm saying? That year, he didn't want to do it, so they started putting out the gambling stuff about him, start making him look bad, and then later on that year, he wound up doing it, and then his father wound up dying. You know what I'm saying?
West's mother, you know, all of them, man. Just go on and on.
This is Luke chapter 12, verse 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the things, in abundance of the things in which he possessed. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth everything. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. So here it is, this man had a plentiful ground, and it grew forth plentifully, and he didn't have room for it. So he's thinking within himself. He's his own counsel, right? Right? Verse 18. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul,
This guy didn't let that was Satan. I'm saying Satan was on his mind heavy. He didn't let reason go before any enterprise, man. You know, he probably didn't want to hear nobody else's opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because he had his mind made up as far as his desires and what he wanted for himself.
right? And his point right here, he said, and I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years.
He's looking in the mirror. He looked in the mirror and said this, man.
When he saw himself again, he said, and I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards the Most High. You know? So, yeah.
Hey, because the truth, it takes time, man. It takes time to be built up and established in the faith. You know, so somebody gets Sirach 38 and 24. Got it? 38 and 24. I mean, it takes time to be built up in the faith. So if you're using your time to get rich in the society and totally negating the Lord, Lord will take your ass out at any time, and you got nothing to be accounted for. You know, you got nothing to account for. You know?
Yeah, this is Sirach chapter 38. I'll start at 23. It says, when the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest and be comforted for him. When his spirit is departed from him, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
Yeah, leisure comes from lair, meaning to read. Go ahead. So
And
that's why they say in your leisure time, you should read. Go ahead.
And he that have little business shall become wise.
Why? Because when you always when you're on a paper chase, you're on a grind, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to have time to get right with the Lord. You're not going to have time for the faith. The scriptures say you cannot serve two masters. You're going to hate one and love the other. Go ahead.
It says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow?
Right, you always at work. Go ahead.
And that glorieth in the grove, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors.
Right, in the ancient world, that was a form of business. You know, you had oxen. Like when you read Job, he had a prosperous business. He had oxen, he had cattle, you know, he had sheep, and the Lord took all of that. You know what I'm saying? For off of a bet, off of a gamble, you know, that he made with Satan. And Satan felt like that he was going to negate the Lord if he took all of his substance. Once all of his substance got took, he touched him physically. You know, but the Lord said spare his life. You know, so in the ancient world, you having pretty much animals, you know, cattle, if you will. You know, you had a prosperous business. Yeah.
It says, and whose talk is of bullocks.
Right.
He giveth his mind to make pharaohs, and is diligent to give king fonder.
Right.
So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great, and give themselves a counterfeit imaginary, and watch to finish a work. The smith also setteth by the anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears.
It's constantly getting into business. But if you check it out, it's actually distractions. Because look, America is set up to keep you away from the Lord. You know, here it is. You wake up maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. You're getting ready to go to work. Getting off work 5 or 6 o'clock. You know, you got kids. You gotta make dinner. You know what I'm saying? You gotta provide for your family. You know, then now they got social media. You know, they have your favorite TV show, you know, primetime TV. You know, so here it is, you did all of this work, and you finally get the chance to relax. By the time 2 or 3 of your favorite shows go off, you're getting ready to go back to bed. And then it's just a cycle. It's just a cycle. And then what? When you read causes one to get tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here it is, when you read, you got to read with some energy. You know what I'm saying? But so with spirit. You know what I'm saying? But here it is, you've been going through this all the day long. You're not gonna, it takes a strong spirit individual to go through all of that and just to pick up the Bible and read. You know, or to do the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So Esau got all of these distractions. He got school set up. He got NBA set up, the NFL set up, the entertainment. This ain't nothing but a circus. America's nothing but a mirage. It's smoke and mirrors. It's set up to keep you away from the Lord. You know?
Got a quick precept. Proverbs 30:8. Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Everything's vanity. NFL's vanity, NBA's vanity. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. You can watch it. It's cool. Watch it. You know what I'm saying? Boxing. You know, we watch boxing. You know, but it's about putting things in perspective. It's about, the truth is about prioritizing. The truth comes first, everything else is secondary. That's how you find your balance within this faith. Yeah?
Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
You don't want to be rich. You don't want to be poor. You want to be able to maintain and be able to pay your bills and help brothers out or your family out when they need. You know what I'm saying? You want to be balanced out. You know, and that's the wisest man who ever lived saying this.
Yeah.
You know, because he's had it all.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, we watch sports and things like that, but that's secondary. That's when we got time. We want to chill out, you know, after from doing the works. You know, because all of that stuff is vanity. It doesn't gain anything toward your salvation to the Lord. You know, hey, you got to put in work, man. You got to put in work. Either you're a prophet. If you're not a prophet, you still got to contribute to the Lord's body. You know, somehow, some way, you're putting forth some type of faith, because faith without works is dead. You know,
And that's why I said, feed me with food convenient for me, being this word. Because real quick, Matthew 4:4, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. Right? So this is the food convenient for you.
Oh yeah, real quick too, because you know, man, no matter what you put your work in, that shit eventually pays off, man. Even if you in the world and you got 2 jobs, say you work 2 jobs for a whole year, it's not that gonna pay the hell off, man.
Right.
You know, eventually you're gonna pay all your bills off. So no matter what you put your time in, man, it's gonna pay off eventually, man. That's why it's best to put your time in BaHaSham, because hey, even Hebrews 6:10, he's not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love, man. So how much more is it gonna pay off putting all your time into this truth, man? And we're gonna cash out during Jacob's trouble, Lord willing, man.
It's what you call spiritual investment. You know what I'm saying? Like here it is, here it is in the world. You could make an investment on a stock. You know, you could probably invest in some real estate or whatever the case is. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get your money out of what you invested instantly. You know, and a term they like to say is your ROI, what's your return on your investment. You know, they got certain ways in which they calculate it. I believe in the real estate, you know, a good ROI is 12% or above. So if it's really, if the income of what you put in is not bringing you out 12% or above, it's not really a good investment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a long haul, for an example. However, for this truth, it's a marathon. You know, we're going for the long haul. We don't know when Yahawashi is going to come back. You know what I'm saying? But that's the essence of faith. You know what I'm saying? No eyes, nobody knows when Yahawashi is coming back. He doesn't even know when he's coming back. Because if it was recorded when the Lord was coming back, you have a lot of fake and phonies out there. You have a lot of fake and phonies just coming out teaching the word because they know the Lord is coming back July 7th, 2021. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord took that pretty much ingredient out of the scriptures to provide what? Hope. You know, to provide hope, to provide faith.
this is Hebrews chapter 6 and 9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, do we thus speak. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which he has shown toward his name.
Hey man, because brothers, you know what I'm saying? Once you've been in the work 30 years, 5 years, there's certain things that you may have forgot that you've done. You know what I'm saying? Certain works that you've that you've done, but the Lord hasn't forgotten. Everything's recorded. The Lord said, if I record this day against you, I'm saying life and death. You know? So everything's recorded. You got the age of time of God recorded. And at the time of judgment, you know, all of those recordings is going to get brought before you. Whether it's going to bring forth life or it's going to bring forth death.
Yeah, just to compare it, doing the works of the Lord. See, that's me. That's for your future. Let's say this. Stop putting in words. It's a future investment. Bottom. It's a future investment. That's me. Because now, when that time comes of Jacob's trouble, when you need to call the Lord's going to answer you. But now you have someone else that's just into vanity, into sports, all these things that doesn't matter to the Lord. And guess what? You calling upon the Lord, you have no works. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna finish it up. It says, which he hath showed toward his name, in that he hath ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. Now there's another precept, a precept where it says, he that give a cup of cold water unto these little ones shall not lose their reward, roughly paraphrasing. That's works. If someone give a brother a help in need, a brother that's serving the Lord is saying, I'm not forgetful of your works, that you help my prophet, you help my man. You know what I'm saying? So that still works, you know?
This is a Sirach or Ecclesiastes 14 and 9. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at his table. Okay, so basically meaning the shit that you get into in this world, you're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to feel like you're on board. You know, it says, "My son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself, and give the Lord his due offering." So really, you'll be doing good to yourself by giving the Lord his due offering, by doing the works, right? By first fruits. Yeah, by doing that's the first fruits, man. By doing the works, you know what I'm saying? By praying, by fasting, by doing what you have to do. That's doing good unto yourself. So therefore, in that time of trouble, you can be hurt. Okay. It says, "Remember that death will not be long in coming, and that the covenant of the grave is not shewed unto thee." Okay, so that was the point, man. You know, you want to do good unto yourself, all right, first and foremost, man, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you're the one, like scripture say, have thou faith, have it to thyself first. So that faith that you have in the Lord, that's going to be an individual thing, man. Like Yahawashi, he was by himself, man. You know what I'm saying? The disciples slept at, you know, while Yahawashi was getting ready to be put up on that cross. So Yahawashi, he basically his faith had to be on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had a question?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to add on to what y'all was just saying. That's the precept for that. It's simple. You know, so just keep the commandments. 1 John 5:3. If you love God, you keep his commandments, for it's not grievous. So it's not hard. If you keep his commandments, you get all the protection. That's why we feel it. That's what I'm saying. The second one, that's what he was saying, like you were saying, with the works of the brothers. The Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine. You set an example. Like we all got the funders, we set an example. So now that's the way we have to follow the funders. That's what I was asking.
Quick precept. Luke 12:43. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth, I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he had.
Dang.
Revelation chapter.
And the commandments, you know, not just what the Lord set in stone, but his commandment that our men of the Lord, the prophet, go out and speak. You know, that's the commandment. You got to do the works of the Lord, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Hey, time is at hand. That's the key word, man. Right now, any time, man. Hey, Trump, you know, at any time you got all these different tariffs going off with each other, America, China, and all these things are happening. Hey, it could be they could declare World War III. You know, anytime they could start forcing the RFID chip. The RFID chip is the mark of the beast. Which the Bible says. Start going into that. Because the mark of the beast, that's prophecy, man. You got different camps, different Israelite camps, and they talk about the mark of the beast is Christianity and embargo. Well, that's not true. The mark of the beast is the chip. When you dig into the chip, all you got to do is research the chip. The chip is a game changer. This chip is going to, these elites, their agenda is to push this chip to be incision inside of your skin. This would be the new form of currency, which is digital money. It will be a new form of identity. It's a GPS tracker. And let alone, this chip also registered to your brain pattern, your brain waves. So with their type of frequency devices, they can control you, man. Meaning they can control your emotions. They can make you mad. They can make you upset. They can make you happy. That's why they have all sorts of type of soldiers that they done experimented on and have them in certain, what I would say, wars or certain drills they're doing. And that, hey, look at China. When we read that article.
Right.
You know, what you could bring it up.
Wait,
with the article with the guys having the chips in their head.
Okay, that was in the Middle East though, right? It was in the Middle East and they were shooting
where they had drones. There was an article.
Oh right, okay, yeah. They had a brain chip. They had a brain chip imprinted in this super soldier, and he was able to control 3 drones at one time. Right. You know.
And also, you could look at, they showing you on regular news, on regular mainstream TV, when they talk about certain guys getting chips, paraplegics. These chips deals with what? Your nervous system.
Yeah.
You know, where a certain guy, if he's a paraplegic, he got a chip in his spinal cord. That nerve that's not there, when they cut that chip on, it makes that nerve there so they can move it with. Yeah. You know, they got chips in the brain. You can put chips in their heads, man.
There was the other one I was confusing it with was the one out there in the Middle East where they had the soldiers shooting those people from a far off perch, and they had the brain chip in them that zaps a certain portion in their brain, which gives them endorphins, which gives them a feeling of satisfaction and pleasure. So like when he was doing it and shooting them, he was just getting in a rush. He was like, yeah, die, and all this. He was going crazy. You know, that was the chip.
Yeah. This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 14. But they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty.
Yeah, the chip, the RFID microchip, radio frequency identification chip, that's a miracle. When you get somebody that can't move a limb and they put a chip inside their back, their head, their neck, wherever they put it at, and he's able to move his arm, that's a form of a miracle, man. You know? Hey, these chips can make you advance, smarter. Hey, you got the elites, certain elites, with their seminars, well, they have their minions out there to speak on the chips. These elites want to get chipped so that what? They can live forever, man. I forgot what guy was, his name, but this guy said that he basically take all the vitamins you can take, and he said he's never going to die. I forgot this guy's name, man.
And he's a couple years ago, too.
Let's go back to the mark of the beast. Now, yeah, I believe that the chip mark of the beast, but I thought it was a little more deeper than that, because ain't it the 6th seal, the 6th vial, and the 6th trumpet, 666, hence the mark of the beast is the food?
Bring the chip scripture out.
Yeah. Hold on.
So Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, which is an indicator, meaning it could be majority in your right hand or in your forehead, but the chip could be in your left leg, your left foot. It's the same thing. It's just giving you an indicator that it's gonna be inside the skin, inside the body. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Now, when you go into this word mark, I'm pretty sure everybody should know this. When you go into the word mark, you go into the Strong Concordance. The word mark, the Greek word there is charagma. Now, charagma means branded, imprinted mark, something that goes up under the skin. So that's how we know. And then it says by yourself. We know that when you're dealing with China right now, what is it? What's the other places? China, Sweden, India. All of these places are dealing with the microchip or anything that has to do with cashless. And that's the new form of how they buying and selling for things. You see what I'm saying?
Quick testimony, right? My particular job now, they fingerprint everybody now. Now they put out a bulletin now, right? Let me read it real quick, right? It says the topic is the rollout of the Cronus biometric time and attendance system. Okay, so now what it is that it's a fingerprint, right? Where you have to put it over the machine to punch in and punch out. You know what I'm saying? So now it's really going into gradualism. You know, because soon enough it's going to be the biometric chip. Okay, so now what they're saying now is that, okay, let me read it real quick. This is a bulletin they put up, right? It says that we're changing the way we record time and attendance. As you may have read that in the article, in the coming months, we will be transitioning to a new biometric time and attendance system. The new system will protect employees' personal privacy and will not interrupt timely, accurate processing payrolls.
Wow. Yeah, and they use buzzwords like protect,
Yeah.
you know, because they want to make it seem like this is going to be a good thing.
Right, exactly. And this is like one of a few of them. This is one of 3 they have put out. You know, because now then they have what is called the Q&A, because now people are like, okay, well, what is this for? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? My job, we never dealt with punching in and punching out. You know, we never dealt with that. You know, so now this is the gradualism of what it is of the biometric system.
That's right.
But
Real quick, just in general too, going into the 666, it's I believe it's a high size stigma, and a brother did a lesson on it too, like when you go into stigma, and that goes into like Stigmata. You ever seen a movie Stigmata?
I heard of it, but I never seen it.
What was that movie? I think it was Kevin Bacon or somebody like that. It was done in the 90s, the late 90s.
I remember that movie.
I'm saying it shows about like that the demonic activity. When you go into stigma, it's something that's inserted within the hand as well. And when you further go into it, it goes back into a patron, so-called demon god named Sam Hill. And when you look into that word Samael, it talks about that it's the patron god of Edom. You know what I'm saying? So the patron god of Edom, you know that can only be Satan. So what does that lead up to? The mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? So when you further go into it, then you get the more understanding on it. You know what I'm saying?
It's not really that complicated, man, because the buy, you can't buy or sell. That's really the end game. Because now there comes a time to where we're a consumer-based society. So now, when they force it upon us to where, okay, you're going to serve us, or you're going to serve your God. That's really what's going to boil down to. Because really, they want you to insert this chip because the chip really is going to take control of your mind. Really. You know, it's really you're putting a branding on Esau Edom. Esau Edom wants to brand you. How you a brand like a horse? He wants to brand you with the market of a man, right?
Yeah, because what's the Edomite that started it? Y'all don't know if y'all remember that video when they first put it in the bulls. You know what I'm talking about? When they first put the chip in the bulls and they was controlling the bulls with it. To show you that if they test out, you know they test everything out on animals first, then they bring it to human trials and studies and things. So that's exactly what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, within the bull, they had it to where on full drive, they was able to click it. And he stopped in his full drive, like he was going to, you know, he stopped.
Another good example too is what is it? Is it Hunger Games or the other one? I think it's Hunger Games. What's that girl, Zoe Kravitz? Oh, y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's Hunger Games when she was in there, right? Yeah, and there, where the top lady, she had the big computer which represented the supercomputer. You know what I'm saying? And they put injections in them, which was like a form of a chip. And she was about to make all of them walk off a cliff because their minds was controlled from the supercomputer. But then at the drop of a dime, once they shut down the supercomputer, then the people woke up out of that so-called coma because they was about to just walk off of the cliff. And they no better. So it shows you the technology that they have in place. Diversion, that's what it is here. Wow. So it shows you the technology that they have in place and how that's all in reference towards the chip. And like how the brother said, the biometrics, everything is gradually going towards that way. It can be no other way. Another movie, In Time, you know what I'm saying? Justin Timberlake, showing you that the money was on the arm, you know what I'm saying? And you do this and swapping it all out. So it's all headed there, you know? It's all headed there.
They just slowly rolled it out because my job we never dealt with punching in time, even try to use a time card or anything now. But now we're trying to get us into where we have to scan our finger now, you know? So now it's a biometric system. So now it's easy now to when they do roll out the chip was able to, the system is able to be able to that chip and be able to have your identity in it.
You said what? It's called Chronos.
Cronus.
And that means time.
Yeah,
Like chronological order.
And a lot of these big corporations, they use that Cronus system. It's a Cronus system, and it's been around for I know for over 20 years. You know, and it's been like an old school way of doing it. It's like a time clock. You know, but now they're dabbling into biometric avenue. And now these big corporations are using this biometric technology.
Ultimately, it's all about world domination, because more than just buying and selling, with that, now even, as the brother's saying with his job, they'll even know when you're at work, or when you're out of work, or when you're on your lunch break. If at 7:06 you're not at work yet, you know, they'll be able to track you. So,
and that's the same thing that they're doing at my job or whatever, because we got scanners where we got to scan packages and shit like that. So based off of that scanner, it's a GPS tracker. So if you 2 minutes over your break, you come back to the office, she's like, why were you at this place for such and such time? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's the same thing.
That's the same thing when it comes to digital money. You can't rip the system, because now they can basically, if they want to, all your money is going to be on your digital. They can just go and take it out. Another thing too, you made me think of, also these elites, they want to be able to number the people in the world. You know, the Most High got mad at David for that. So how much more these elites? You know, can you bring that out real quick? You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Started at like 6, I think.
It starts at 4.
Yeah.
Second Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth, I'm actually start at 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that they shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
That man of sin, the son of perdition, that's Esau. Right now we're in the time of Esau being revealed. The whole world knows who Esau is. You got certain groups of Israelites that say Esau is not so-called white man. Yeah, they think he's Japheth, but that's bull. You know what I'm saying? We know the history on it. You know what I'm saying? Esau took that from Japheth. But anyway, the world knows who Esau Edom is. The world knows, right? It's so bad that Esau, to this point, that's why he's doing things with the YouTube now. You know, certain videos you can't copyright strike you quick. You know, restrictions on things like that. Dealing with Google, they're basically backpedaling or damage control, because they know that the world, from here to Europe, the world knows who Esau Edom is.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Right, he exalted himself above all that is called God. Just like when he put up this image here of Cesare Borgia. You know, go ahead.
Or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in his temple of God, sheweth himself that he is God.
He want to sit in the temple of God. What's the temple of God? The Israelites. How you want to sit inside the Israelites' temple by putting chips, microchips in them? Go ahead.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Meaning he being revealed in this time, because in that time he wasn't revealed. In this time, in the second leg of Rome, he's being revealed. Go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Right. Hey, real quick, and that's the Most High, man. The Most High is letting this man reign for a certain dispensation of time. And so now he has a cutoff time. Okay, so now he knows that he has a short time. But he said, he don't want to let until he be taken out of the way. So the Most High takes him out of the way.
It's like Job, he made a boundary.
Just renting. Esau's just renting. Go ahead, I don't ownership.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, so the Most High is destroying them with the spirit of his mouth, which are the prophets, speaking his truth, and then with the brightness of his coming, crack those clouds coming from the east. That's when he's going to get physical with it. You know, but right now he's being destroyed spiritually. Esau, this man is a madman right now.
Deuteronomy 28.
Right.
It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, and them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Oh yeah, that's the spirit. That's all good.
Isaiah chapter 14 verse 4.
says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Which is talking about Esau. Because a lot of these churches, they get that confused saying Lucifer. They think it's the devil. Nah, it's talking about a man. Esau is a light bearer too. He's enlightened, and he's that light bearer on the left-hand side. He knows the truth, but from the left-hand side. We enlightened. You know, the apostle caught hell for this. Apostle Tahar. He said even we are Lucifers. Because it just means light bearer. You know what I'm saying? We hold the light on the right side. Some people get messed up when you say that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just true. If you understand, you have understanding.
It's an intricate conversation.
Yeah. You know, we hold the light from the right side. Esau holds the light from the left side. But
And it says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which then weakens the nation?
right, he did weaken nations. He's trying to weaken nations right now through his democracy, through his philosophies, through his wine, man. You know, him putting his policies in countries like the Arab countries, trying to get them to take off their garments. He want to put homosexual out there. You got certain Hamites countries that he want to promote homosexuality. You know, so he's destroying these nations. Right?
Yeah, and crippling their economy too with all these sanctions and these tariffs and all that shit that they use. Yeah.
It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Now, how did this man Esau descend into heaven? He put satellites out there. He got eyes like he's the Most High. He can shoot a satellite and bounce off a satellite. He can sit right here, watching us live. While we watching, people are watching on YouTube. Well, same how everybody's standing here, he could be standing here too. That's how bad his technology is. He wants to sit on high.
I forgot what scripture it is. I know what you're talking about. It's scripture where it says like a hawk that he's watching. You know how a hawk watches from afar?
Right.
I forgot what scripture it is, but it's similar. I know what you're talking about.
Esau wants to be. That's why he bodies himself as an eagle.
Exactly.
You know, flies high. He got that eye.
Yeah, easy. Yes, like from above. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. I was gonna say something.
That's another thing that proves who Esau is, because Esau's the one that set his nest above in the outer space. Japheth never did that. You know, when they try to say it's Japheth or the Arabs.
I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
And remember, the Lord has said, told Samuel, he told King Solomon, he said, what house will you build me? Heaven is my throne, earth is my footstool. So the galaxy out there, that's where the Most High dwells. All right, that's how big he is. And here it is, earth, he said, is my footstool. So now Esau wants to sit up there with him. This is why they talk about going to different planets. They're going to do this. They haven't even conquered Earth yet. And they talk about going to these other places, which they have no business doing. So go ahead.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
His agenda, his God complex in this man. This Sirach, we said wise pride ashes. Get that real quick. Because this devil, this Edomite really he has a God complex. He really thinks that he could become God. He thinks that he can rule over us and that the Most High is not going to do anything. So go ahead, read that again.
He says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
He will be like the Most High. Go ahead. And that's why all this is brought out, because of the chip. If he could chip everyone and give everybody a microchip, we talking about chipping people. He want to chip you at birth. That'll be a procedure after the woman gives birth. You know, they wash them down, let the mother hold them. The next procedure, besides getting them circumcised, if you go through it, which you're supposed to, if it's a boy, but they'll be inserting chips in them, and they'll make it a regular procedure that everybody got to do.
Shots.
Yeah, like shots, like the immunization shots. You know, but
Says,
that's how we know it's so much dealing with this microchip. That's how we know it's the mark of the beast. Now remember, all this is built on faith. You got other Israelites that say, well, it's not, and it's this and it's that. Well, we're going to see. Because when this Edomite come down having great wrath, and he knows that he had for a short time, he forced this chip upon you. Are you going to take the chip? Because if you're not pushing the RFID, if you're not pushing the mark of the beast, is the RFID microchip, that must mean you're going to take it. Because look, real quick, because in somebody's mind, when you get put in that pressure, in that hot seat, whether life or death, and you have to take this chip whether to eat or to save your family or to live amongst society, and you believe that that's not the mark of the beast, I believe it's this, you're going to take it. Because you feel like, I believe it is an embargo. It's not that, you know? So we're going to see who the Lord's men are. We're going to see who the true Lord's prophets are in that day.
Just real quick. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead.
The image is talking about the systems. The system, not this picture. Go ahead.
Right? And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb.
So you ain't getting on the ship.
And I bring this out because if you don't believe, if some people don't believe that the RFID microchip is not the mark of the beast, then you don't believe the judgment that the Lord said of not taking it. No, you don't believe the judgment.
Right.
You know, it's just that simple. You don't believe in the judgment. Okay, so now if you don't think that's the mark of the beast, then you'll take it. Okay, but the Most High said something. If you do take it, okay, there's a judgment for that.
Hey,
Simple.
real quick, and just to add, it don't make sense for the mark of the beast to be an embargo or even Christianity. Because not all of us, but those who have indulged in Christianity, you know what I'm saying? Scriptures clearly say that there's no forgiveness of sin for taking the mark. So if it's Christianity and we was all in Christianity, we ain't got a chance.
I'm doomed.
Done.
Yeah, you're done. Or if it was an embargo is what? A ban or a sanction, a tariff, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Between commerce of two countries. That doesn't make sense.
We're being tariffed right now.
That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense?
And to add to what, sorry.
Real quick. So those two are completely eliminated.
Okay.
It makes sense for it to be the mark of the beast because that hasn't even been mandated yet. But once you get into the sinister of the RFID microchip and what it can actually do, it makes sense that got to be what the mark of the beast is.
Oh. No, what the brother was saying about the image being the system is this vision of world domination and it being the system. Like how we saying with where at your job, now you're going to take the chip to clock in, clock out. That's the system already being put in place. So it's not far-fetched to know that the mark is going to pretty much solidify everything.
Make your allegiance to
Exactly.
the system.
Come.
So you're going to be paying homage to the system.
Exactly.
And another thing too, when you take that chip, you will now become a transhuman. Because now you have your man, which is partially robotic too. That's why they pushing this transhuman thing. You know, these robots and things like that. But they want to make man into robot too, man into machine as one. This is a sick mind that we saw. This is their agenda. So that's how we know. There's so many things we can get into about how just our faith in Yahawashi, knowing these things. Like what you said, the sinister stuff about this chip. We know that's the mark of the beast, without a doubt. That's the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And this is biometric technology right here. Easy, you know? It's biometric technology, and they're already trying to roll it out. And they're trying to get us programmed into being able to this whole thing, you know? Like I said, our debit cards, credit cards,
Our phones.
You got self-checkouts. Why you think they got so many self-checkouts right now? It's gradualism. They're getting you prepped to scan items yourself without a cashier. Because it's going to be implanted in your right hand or your forehead. So if you got the chip in your right hand, scan for your items, going about your way. You got the easy pass.
Because you going to automatic doors, I got a camera now on your seat.
Walmart. It's biometric.
That's all biometric. That play a hand into the point of the RFID chip. Another thing too, these different countries, China is beating America in their technology. Moab is beating the Edomites in their technology when it comes to cashless, when it comes to biometrics, when it comes to Big Brother, all the cameras and all that stuff. China's number one. That's why China believes they're going to be the next kingdom on the earth. You know, the scriptures say different. That we're up next. We got next. But the thing is, you got China, you got Sweden, you got East Indians. You know, you got all of them in their country right now. They living not entirely how we living off of paper and cash, still doing the normal. They're living off of digital currency. They're living off of cashless things, like more use when you go in the store, you pay with your phone. I believe Elder Apostle Tahar, he did a show on China, and there was a certain store that you couldn't go into or use, or you could go into, but you couldn't use it unless you paid through your phone. This store was strictly made for people who were cashless. You know what I'm saying? So that's the futuristic plan for this place. That's the Esau's mind. So that has to be a chip. You know, this is game changing.
Stuff like Bitcoin. You familiar with that?
That's
Cryptocurrency.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he's worldly. I'm trying to pull him in his truth, but you know he's too worldly, so it's kind of hard. But
Look,
yeah,
I'll say this. Cryptocurrency and all that stuff, right now, it's not against the law to use that stuff. You can make a little money with it. But to push it and to be promoting it, nah, because that goes into the mark of the beast. You see what I'm saying? It's not a sin to make some money. But that, I said it last the other couple of weeks, last week. I forgot her name. It was a woman, Edomite woman. She said basically, she's known, she's a good speaker, whatever, and she's information. She basically was saying that cryptocurrency, all what was the other one, Bitcoin and all that, that's a prototype. That's just to see what people are doing until they roll out this system of this chip, of this digital currency. And that's why we believe that it has to be, in order for them to do that, in order for them to force, they got to do something. They got to make a move. They either going to stage it through a terror attack, or whatever the case is, they got to do something to start, it's really for here, Babylon, for them to force that thing on these people, because these people are going to be rebellious. A lot of people are going to be rebellious when it comes to taking that chip, even Edomites. These Edomites that's prepping, doomsday prepping, they're going to be rebellious against taking that chip too. So he's going to have trouble, you know?
That's what happened out there in Hong Kong right now. They were trying to tear down those facial recognition towers, man. You know, that's what those protests was about. So Esau always does these different, these different test runs to see what's going to be the ultimate reaction within America, man. That's the same thing that happened down there in Venezuela, man. You want to see what was going to happen with the famine and how he can move about it and so forth like manage. That's why they doing the J Helm training, man. And that's why you saw those helicopter training down there in Los Angeles to practice, the save and rescue missions, man. So hey, man, Esau, you see that he's practicing all these things, man. And that's another thing why they got the 5G getting set up everywhere, man. Yeah. It's in like over 21 cities now, man. When you got those different cities protesting about that. But look, the ultimate thing is that's why you got the presidency, man. What's really the elites. They're gonna pass a law so that all the different cities in one shot gonna have to do it. Because right now they still get a choice, man.
Oh, look how they did a few months ago in New York. How they forced everybody to get the vaccine shot. Remember, it was breaking news. It was like a measles outbreak.
Yeah.
And they forced everybody.
Yeah.
That was in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah, the religion wasn't going to be used as an excuse no more.
Yeah. See?
The so-called Jews didn't want to accept it. They the ones promoting it. They the ones creating it.
See, not all these Edomites are on board with the elites. See, our enemies is these Edomites out here too, but mainly it's to the elites. They know what's going on. They watch our videos. They know that we're telling the truth. They know all that. So really, they're the ones, they enslave their own people. That's how you know he's the devil, man. Because these Edomites that live probably the suburbs, they're not on an elite level, but they got money. But they're coming, mess with us, pick with us, and say this and joke and try to entice us to do something to them and things like that. But little they know they getting played by their own people. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that Rawchaa chapter 10 verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited.
So Esau is destruction, man. He destroyed his own people, man. What the scripture say, if Satan be against Satan,
How can this kingdom stand?
how can his kingdom stand, man? Look at Russia. Russians are Edomites, man. But they all warring against America, man. And it's going to be a great world. It's a great war, a third world war, man, that deals with Armageddon, the war in all wars, thermonuclear fire, man.
Isaiah chapter 32 verse 5.
And we're approaching that time slowly, but we're there. Because in Habakkuk it said it will surely come. Wait for it, it will surely come, man.
Isaiah chapter 32 verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the troll said to be bountiful.
Now the word chul, you look the word chul up, it means an impolite unspirited person, mean-spirited, impolite, mean-spirited person. That's Esau. A peasant, man. Go ahead, huh?
And real quick, before the Rawchaads were called the Rawchaads, it was called the Bowers, which means peasant. You know what I'm saying?
He said thou hast verily laid, thou shalt lay thy yoke, even against the ancient, man. You gotta be an asshole, you know, to not have mercy on even the elderly, the young, or nothing, man. Esau's a piece of crap, man.
Yeah, man. When you look into that movie, in time, it shows you a lot. Like one of the things that they show you is that the rich, you know what I'm saying, they stay rich. One of the ways they showed you how the poor stay poor, and they would stay in their own community because time was money. So they will only allow you, they will only pay you so much time to where you will have to come and work the next day. And it shows you like also how the brother brought out transhumanism, you know, going to that movie End Time, how the guy, it was one guy who had so much time, you know, but he was miserable. So he gave it to Justin Timberlake and then he killed himself, man. You know, going to show you how a miserable life that will be once that chip is implemented, which we know is not going to be fully implemented. Because the scriptures say in Job,
in fullness of his
sufficiency. Fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, man.
And that goes to show you, Esau's not a lively stone, man. Like us, you know, Jake get all them riches, you know, we show up, man. And that's why it's the Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. All right, we're the lively stones, man. When we come into rulership, everything is gonna be lit, man.
Oh, real quick, I could also add too, that brother had brought out with them trying to push in this chip. They use code words like protection and stuff like that. But there's countless articles that come out to where a lot of these computers and stuff like that, where your stuff is supposed to be protected, is always being hacked.
Right.
You know, so how much protection are you really receiving?
They're gonna have full control over you. Full control. You take that chip. They're gonna beat your God. That's who you're gonna be praying to, Esau. Go ahead.
That's why you got the mark of the beast. The beast, yeah.
He's a beast.
And they even showed that in that movie, man, what was the name of it? When they put the chip in with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, into Kingsman.
Yeah, Kingsman, man. They turned up the notch, man, and everybody was beating the hell out of each other, man.
If brothers, I don't know, there's so many videos on the chip now, but I remember a couple of years ago, the very first video that was showing a man getting chipped inside of his hand. It was the guy, he had the iron dye, he had the gloves on. I think his name Biohack something. I forgot no, it's not that. It's like it. But I remember the video and what he was doing when he chipped the guy. He told the guy to face his eyes on the wall, and he told him, he said, when you face out on the wall, breathe in and breathe out. And the guy said, why? He said, because the chip got to register with your brain waves. And it's in that video.
Synchronized with you.
Yeah, it had to synchronize, so he had to go. After he got chipped. So it shows you, it deals with your frequencies. It's not just a computer device that's just there. That's a powerful chip, man.
Yeah. Even like the Manchurian candidate, like Denzel Washington. That goes into the chip.
Covertail.
And then he bit the chip on his back.
And in China, with the facial recognition programs, they got a social rating program. Basically, like if you're against the government, you score drops and shit, then you're not allowed certain loans. But eventually, with this chip, they'll just be able to shut you down. Like, let's say you a rebel and you're going against the government, they'll just shut off your chip. That's it.
They showed that what you're talking about in the episode of last season about Black Mirror.
Right.
Exactly. That was dope about the social status and your numbers would go up or down based upon like how you dealt with somebody and all that.
They actually doing that in China right now.
Yeah.
If you litter, that's a fine coming to you in your house. You know. If you use foul language in a public area and they pick it up, you getting fined.
That was in Demolition Man, which was like an 80s, 90s movie. Yeah.
China already has the 5G technology. They're already engaged with it. Yeah. And this is why the United States is they're behind what's going on in
and even the protesters, they're wearing masks with umbrellas, basically, so they can't be spotted overhead. You know?
That guy, Joshua Wong, his name is Joshua Wong, man. He's an agent. He's an agent for the United States, man. He's supposed to be the one that's the leader of this uprising. His name is Joshua Wong. Yeah. He got an award last year, right? When the United States, they gave him something about, he's an agent.
Okay.
Joshua Wong, man.
So Isaiah chapter 32 verse 6. For the vile person will speak villainly, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord.
That's Esau, because he got his think tank. He sit back and he got all his people together and they think on some sinister stuff, some stuff that's so clever and so skillful and crafty. Because that goes back to his forefather Esau. He was skillful and crafty. They sit back and they think of these things, and you would never think it was true, you know. And then they put it out there like that device. That was
Teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
IUIC, man. They subvert the whole house.
I guess it's been going on for 2 hours, so it's good.
The way these other camps operate, more men bring forth more money. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures speak upon smooth things. Here it is, you got IUIC that's talking about, don't talk about Esau. Why shouldn't you talk about Esau? Esau is the one that's forwarding the affliction. He's the one that's forwarding this mark in the beast, which is the R50 frequency. So you saying that not to talk about Esau is pretty much you telling the men not to prophesy. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to, if you don't prophesy, what's that what the scripture say in Revelation 19 and 10? Let's get what the scripture say about prophecy. You got something on your mind?
Yeah, I know that one. I'm scared of prophecy.
That's right. What is it?
I say Yahawashi.
We all love the circumcision here, so let's use the name. Let's get into practice of using the name. Because there's no other name under heaven in which we shall call upon, which we shall be saved. So since we know the name, let's use it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says Revelation 19 and 10, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said to me, see thou do it not, I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi, worship God, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy.
Now, if you're not teaching prophecy, you're teaching the word for filthy lucre's sake. Because majority of the world wants to appease people. Majority of the world wants the false prophets. They want members. They don't want to hear about America being destroyed by way of thermonuclear fire. They don't want to hear about, oh, you can't get a shake on. They don't want to hear about, oh, a man can't grow long dreads. They don't want to hear that because why? They're of the world. So when a congregation is teaching certain things that makes them uncomfortable, they don't want to be a part of it. So they teaching things that soothe people's feelings, just so they can receive financial benefits from them. Not only that, you got these so-called churches taking 501c3 charters, which is a tax exemption from the government. The scriptures clearly tell you not to make any contracts with the enemy. Don't make any contracts with the heathen. So if you accept your 501c3 charter, you're going against the scriptures.
One thing, I never heard IUIC, I heard this other camp. They got really a camp.
You gotta do your research.
What was it? They're basically, they know they're Israel, but they are Christian. IUIC, yeah, I heard, like when I first got the truth, I was watching it, they talk about Israel. Right. And then I watched GLC, and then I stopped watching it because they kind of, Christian. Right. And I started, to other different camps and stuff like that. At first, ISOC, Israelite Saints of Christ. And I left that, I came back, I was part of the Holy Saints of Christ.
That's what you follow at the school. Pretty much learning on your own.
I was a part of it. And then after I moved to the end and came back here, I'm no longer part of it.
So you're not a part of the camp, you just pretty much do your own reading?
Well, yeah, I read off of here. I had learned from them, but now that I'm no longer part of them, I do my own reading.
You heard of GreatMillStone?
Yeah, I heard you.
How you feel about GreatMillStone?
I don't know. I didn't really hear too much from it. All I know is I heard something about. Yeah, don't get mad.
We already know.
Y'all already know what I'm about to do.
We don't know. Gotta speak your mind, brother.
Okay, yeah. I was speaking about iron. So when I first got into this truth, like 2015, they said something about GMS was teaching that you could grade 12-year-olds or something like that. I'm like,
Golfers going to work.
Wait, again, I was was like, I don't know. Do I understand? No, I don't understand. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna speak on anything that I don't understand.
Bring it up.
Yeah,
Go to Exodus 22 and get it in Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 22, right?
Yeah.
So Exodus 22?
For real.
Man, because most people not, because look, ain't anybody mad at you with that.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what most of these scoffers put out there. We don't teach that.
Sure.
You know, we don't teach you to go out there and rape little girls and
I
stuff
mean,
like
yes,
that.
you know what I'm saying? That's when I first got in this truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if that was the case, Esau had no problem locking us up. Like, that don't even make sense. People just talk.
So first bring out Exodus 22 and 16, and then what is it, Deuteronomy 22 and 28. Exodus 22 and 16.
Exodus 22 and 16, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
And so, initially, this is the initial process of how it was supposed to go. If a man found a woman that was not betrothed, and he necessarily took her, then now he got to go to the father and present a dowry to the father and an offering and things like that. It's up to the father whether he decides to accept, the man's offering or not. So that was the initial process. But if a woman was back in that time, we just talking about what applied during that time, not currently.
Yeah, so
that was what was done in the past.
So just in order to understand, you got to take your mind out of being an American, because we not American. This is a system Esau put together, a feminine type of way. We used to live off the land. We lived by the law. We were rough men. So go ahead.
Yeah, somebody got that Deuteronomy 22, 28. Somebody?
If I can add real quick, hey, the Spartans back in the days, if they seen that their baby showed any sign of weakness, they threw it off the cliff, man, off the mountain. Not saying, now we're just saying that's what they did back then. Not saying we're gonna go and do that today. It's the same thing, man.
They show you movies doing it. They redo movies of the past, and it be some gruesome things, but it be truth. All we doing is saying it, and we get in trouble for saying it.
Yeah.
Bringing it up. No, you good. It's not what you. This is what they placed upon us, the scoffers, to try to get people to not even listen to GreatMillStone, or the case may be. That's really perverting you from the truth. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not.
Because there's sorry for cutting you off. There's ISUPK. They believe if y'all not a part of them, you ain't in the truth at all.
Right.
I watched that whole lot of camp. I learned from. I used to be a part of ISOC, which is Israelite Saints of Christ. That was a Virginia base. Even though it was a school over here, but then they had a little separate. I heard they had masonry in that camp. So by default, I just left that. Now I joined Holy Saints Apostles. Right. But because I moved to Indiana over a situation, I came back here, and now I'm no longer a part of that. But I did a lot of studying from a whole bunch of different camps. I did a lot of researching, and I had the spirit of prophecy. I was letting the spirit just take me and I'm not saying I know everything, because I have a lot to learn. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But go ahead.
Deuteronomy 22 and 28, if a man finds...
So like we were saying, we just explaining what was done according to our laws, statutes, and commandments back then. You know what I'm saying? So not applying to now. So go ahead.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which
mind you, all of this stuff is in the law. So we just, like how the brother said, we just uttering it. So it shouldn't be looked at as an emotional type of thing. We just reading directly from the law. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Real quick, if I may add, when you look at that word virgin, it's bakulah in the Hebrew, which means untouched.
Yes, I'm married.
Yeah, so.
And it said damsel, which refers to a young over her father.
which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her.
So what? If a man find a damsel that's not betrothed, meaning what? She's not engaged to another man, and what did he say? What?
And lay hold on her and lie with her.
And lay hold on her and lie with her. So if they already commit the act of sex already, right? Go ahead.
And they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because she hath humbled because he hath humbled her. He made not for her his days.
Right, so if he took her and lay hold on her. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You know, men are more forceful and things, so you wouldn't necessarily have to just rough her up, but you know what I'm saying? You know, you kicking it to a woman or whatever, and y'all just do what y'all do. technically they would call like the word rape goes the word rapari, which means to seize or to grab. So if you lay a hold on her, you know what I'm saying? You know, women, you know how it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come here, they want to play that little game because they want that dominant force over them. So that's all it was getting into, really, you know what I'm saying? A man so-called raping a woman, you just taking her. And that, okay, you mine, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it went. So then if you did that, then you would have to, once again, go to the father, present, you know, the offering or whatever, and the father would be a fool not to accept the dowry because now this woman is damaged goods now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all men wanted a virgin back then, you know what I'm saying? So it would behoove the father to take that money since his daughter has already been laying with if you just found it out randomly and y'all just got it in, you know what I'm saying? And go to Deuteronomy 21, verse 10, and to show you how we could take women by force and things like that back then according to the law. Deuteronomy 21 and 10.
So Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 10, when thou goest forth to war against
It was more on that scripture too, right?
It says, a man shall not take his... Oh, that was it.
That was it? All right, yeah.
It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy power have delivered them into thine hands.
So what? This was a war clause. You know what I'm saying? This is a war clause in the contract. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It says, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman.
So if you see among the captive other nation or whoever the people meet, you see what? A nice, lovely woman that you would like to have for your personal pleasure.
So that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of the captivity from off her.
Hey, can I say this too? Now, like our elder apostle Gabar teaches us, you gotta think in images. You gotta also think. Now, if you at war, we at war with Moab, right? And like you said, we see, like the brother said, we seen a beautiful woman. The Lord is with us and taking them down. Women and gold and resources, that's called booty.
Spoil.
We can take that. So if the brother, like your brother said, you go see a good woman, right? I mean, a beautiful woman that you like, desire of the other nations, and you like, yo, that, you know what, that's mom taking that. Because the Lord allow us to take, because sometimes in certain cases, the Lord said, leave it alone or kill him, or don't take from it, whatever. But say we was able to take from it, and I'm able to see that woman and take her as mine. You got to know that she's not going to go willingly. So what more than likely you will have to do, you have to grab her up, probably rope her up, throw her on the horse, and be like, and be on your way, because she's gonna be crying that her husband just died, her brother, her father. This is war. So this is what your mind got to go back to at the times when we were more manly. You know what I'm saying? That's the Lord made us like this. Now we're on a feminine type of state where you say a trigger word and people go, rape. Oh my God, he said rape. I don't want to hear no more. I'm done. Like it's crazy now compared to what our history is. This is our history. This is who we was. So go ahead.
And then look at what the brother reading. It didn't say nothing about you asking a woman for her permission, anything like that. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when you go out, on a date with me, ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, continue to read.
And it says,
and get Numbers 31 too.
so verse 12, it says, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother for a full month.
So this is her time for mourning. You gotta allow her that grace period or that mourning period. She gotta shave her head and pare her nails so that now, you know what I mean, she'll be clean and she'll be ready for you after she come out of her mourning period. Now you can choose to do what you want to do, man.
And after, thou shalt go in unto her and be her husband.
Now what that mean? Go in unto her. That means you popped her, y'all had the act of sex. And now she becomes your wife based off of the act of sex. Now you do what, not with a concubine, but like an Israelite woman, you can have a ceremony, but that doesn't consummate the marriage. What makes the marriage is the act of sex. So initially upon sex, that woman is your wife now, you know what I'm saying?
So even she's a concubine, treated as a concubine type of wife unto you, and no other man can have sex with her. Can't be no threesomes or pass it off. You know, that was your property. Yeah, that was yours.
What's going on? That was it. I go to numbers. Now this showing you when we actually, because you just read what the war clause. Now this is actually when we went to war in Numbers the 31st chapter against the Midianites. So start around like I think it's verse 14 or 16, 17, something like that.
While the brothers get that, the key word there is the rape. The word rape is like a boogeyman. So people hear that, but people don't understand the meaning of it. The word rape just means take by force. A cop can rape you. A cop can say, get over on that wall, grab you up, no, get off me. He raped, that's rape. He's taking force upon you. Throw you in the car, take you to wherever you want to do with you.
It's a little bit of personal.
Yeah, real quick. People say he's supposed to rake your paycheck, man.
Right.
After he's done taking the taxes out. Like, He took the taxes by force, man. And he raked your damn paycheck, man.
And the thing is too, we're bringing out the history and how it was back then, but we're not promoting and telling brothers to go and rape you a woman right now. Yo, you see that good looking woman, go get her. No, we're not telling you to do that. If you do that, you're a fool. And we say if any brother do that, the Most High gonna destroy you, man. Because you're not supposed to be doing that right now. This not expedient. We're not at that type of war. This is not even in that season right now. This
captivity.
Yeah, we're in captivity, and also what we're about to go through is something different compared to. It's going to be a lot worse than it was before. But we're not in. Let me say this, like on mine everywhere. We're not even all of us calling each other Israelites. Only the Lord is dealing with the elect. You see what I'm saying? So this is when you read Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, it's a time and season and purpose. We're under a whole different season than that time was. That's when we knew the Israelites. We was under the laws. Everybody, we went to war. The Lord was with us. So these are our history. You know what I'm saying?
If I may add too, the scriptures talk about eat the whole roll, then go out and teach the children of Israel. So this is part of the roll. Also, Revelation 22, it talks about taking away from the word and adding to the word. So a lot of these camps, to be politically correct, they take away from, we're not going to touch on that subject. So showing that they're false prophets.
Ooh,
Right.
hey, and Yahawashi said, I am the, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. So, hey, that includes the law. So Yahawashi is with this,
Hey, one quick too is when he ate the roll, he said, in my mouth it was sweet for honey, and then when he and then it was bitter. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes this word may rub people the wrong way though, but the truth is the truth.
Right.
This is the way that, like I said, it's not this truth. It's not for everybody. You know.
Says offenses
like
must
you gotta the big nasty of the scriptures. That's what the Apostle Paul says. You know, you gotta take you gotta get your mind out of that Western mentality that he's so set up. And then another thing is that new speakers, which is set up. So certain words that we say now. Back then, it had a different meaning back then. And they had to just new speakers. You know, they just change the meaning of words all the time, like the word gay. Gay never meant the way the word shoes now. Gay used to mean happy. Right. You know, that's part of new speakers.
Yeah, and they play with words like shit like that. Like the word gay is just almost like the way to be happy now is be gay. Pretty much. You know, he's a witch. You know, he fucks with your mind.
The rainbow.
Yeah.
Rainbow is a covenant for us. Lord never flood the earth.
What's that scripture from? Who anyone is a friend of the world, the enemy of God?
1 John 2:15-16.
Who's not offended?
Numbers 31:12, and they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plain of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds.
Right, because the commandment was already set. So Moses, when he came back to look at the camp, he was upset with them because they ain't follow orders.
Which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, and there plague among the congregation of the Lord.
Right, so they was given the commandment that, certain women they was supposed to kill. So especially the ones that already had known the man and that caused men of Israel to go off, they were supposed to kill them off. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him.
Right, so he said what? Kill all the males, all of the little ones, because what? You want to exterminate this nation of people. You know what I'm saying? So that what? That sons don't grow up what I'm saying? And looking at you as the enemy, now they want to get up an army to come and attack you later on. This was always practiced in the manner of war. No matter what nation you was with, you always wanted to kill off all of the men children, so they won't rise up and be an enemy unto you. The scriptures talk about that too in Surah.
Hey, while the brother breaking it down and breaking down this history, just look at that. Just look at what was going on. The Lord told the Israelites to kill off women, children. People getting messed up about the word rape. The Lord told these men to kill the women and children. Today, why you gonna kill the baby? Why you gonna kill the girl for? You a monster. What the Lord said to do. Now what? You gonna say the Lord is a monster?
Saul left Agag alive. Saul was supposed to kill everything, but Agag was left alive. And because of Agag is alive now, I think the Greeks still had all I forgot what, I think that's probably Samuel or something.
Yeah, Saul was the people's champ. He wanted to listen to the people. Yeah, he got his reward.
A lot of people had to look at that.
It's a little bit more.
It says, but all the women children that have not known men by lying with them, keep alive for yourselves.
One more time for that.
Numbers 31 and 18. But all the women children that have not known men by lying with them, keep alive for yourselves.
So all the women children, meaning what? They haven't hit the flower, it might not hit the flower of their age just yet, but keep them alive for yourself. So whether if they hit the flower of their age or not, you keep them alive. So when they do cross the flower of their age, now you can do what you want unto her. You ever seen the show Game of Thrones and stuff?
No, I don't watch that.
If you watch the show Game of Thrones, it gave some great edification to show that when a woman has a flower, meaning her period, that she's a woman. Because the dude Jeffrey, he was going up when they married the chick Sansa, Sansa, right? Yeah, Sansa. So they was waiting for her to have her period, and then they show you when she had her period and she bled on the sheets. Then the other woman said to her, "Okay, now you can have my son's children." To show that once the woman has the flower of their age, even if you're young, like 13, 14 years old, now you're ready to bear children. You're a young woman, but you're still a woman. So now it's okay to go in unto her. That's why in ancient times you'll always see much older men with those real young girls. And in today's time, you'll look at it as crazy. We gotta obey the laws. We not trying to go to jail or nothing. But in ancient times, you could take a woman that was 13 or 14, as long as she was past the flower of her age, because she's technically a young woman. You know what I'm saying? And you would grow with her, and you would teach her, and you would mold her according to your ways in your household. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was done. You know.
And real quick, just look up Mary and Joseph. That's a simple Google search. It'll tell you about how old Mary was. Say she was about 13, man. 13, 14, 15. Some even say she was younger than that, man.
Yeah, I got 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and need so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry.
Exactly. So as long as she passed that flower, you can do what you want. Either you want her or you don't want it. It's entirely up to you at that point.
Now we're talking about what is written in the Bible. Not telling men to go out there and do that.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
No, but I just want to know what was that about. No, I know. I just got to put a camera.
For the camera.
Go on, and then they can look. They talking about raping a little girl. Oh my God, we're talking about what happened in the past in the scriptures.
Exactly.
All right, we don't go out there and do that today.
That's not expedient, right?
Yeah. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. Come on. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any.
Exactly. So being that we know what times we're living in today, and we know that, okay, it got to be 18 or anything under that statutory rate, your black ass going to jail. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not expedient. And like we said, that was in the time of a whole different time, whole different season. We was in a position of power, and we could actually keep our laws as the commandments. We can't keep them like how we used to back then. We only practice and rehearse the righteous acts as best as we possibly can. You know what I'm saying? But in the kingdom, those things are going to be brought right back. You know what I'm saying? Into fruition.
They had a brother read the scripture with Paul. When you read that, what was that? Read it again.
About expedient?
Yeah. No, the other one before that.
Oh, with his damsel.
Damsel of a flower.
Yeah, flower of his age.
Because even at that time, you got it. When you read the scriptures, you could clearly understand that Paul was going through that type of situation was being brought up. Because obviously if you see a young woman and an older man, it looks strange. You'd be like, oh my. what the, like, you know what I'm saying? People would be like, dang, that old man with that young woman like that. So Paul, him saying that, was having these type of conversations around him. So he put it out there for insurance, like, look, if she's over a flower, you good. You ain't did no wrong. Don't be feeling ashamed. You see what I'm saying? Read it again.
Yep, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and need so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not, let them marry.
Okay. Yep. I just wanted to bring that out because Paul was dealing with that conversation around him. That's why he said what he said to confirm it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, real quick, going back to Deuteronomy 22 and 28, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, to lay hold on her. All right, so I'm going to go into the Strong's Concordance on the word lay hold. All right, and it's Satan acting up with my thing. All right, and it's tapaz in the Hebrew. I'm gonna click on it. Right, and it says to catch, handle, lay hold, take hold of, seize, and wield. All right, and of course, the word rape means to seize, to lay hold. Now, we did this before, where we look up the transliterations and you do a comparison to other Bibles, and the Edomite scholars agree of that's what it means. It's simply what it means. So you go to a translation comparison, and you have the King James that says what it says. But if you go down to the NIV, right, it says if a man happens to meet a virgin who was not pledged to be married and rapes her, and they are discovered.
So the NIV puts the word rape in there.
Yeah. Hey, now if you go to the CSB, right, the Christian
Standard Bible.
The Christian Standard Bible, it says this: if a man encounters a young woman, a virgin who is not engaged, takes hold of her and rapes her, and they are discovered. So that's what it means. Drop the mic, We didn't write it.
And that's the version these other Christian churches use.
Yeah.
A lot of these churches don't even use the King James version. They use the ones. Read the New Living Translation. So
New Level? Oh, yeah, Con.
Salakia. But while you at it, look up Matthew 23 and 14. I want to see if that's actually in there.
All right, one moment.
Yeah, after his scripture.
Con. NLT version. Suppose a man has intercourse with a young woman who is a virgin, but is not engaged to be married if they are discovered. But it substitute intercourse with that. Yeah.
I got some real quick too.
Really, like I said,
Oh yeah, one last quick scripture for that. Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 25. Because this is what happens if she's married. She's supposed to be set off with somebody, but he still want to be wicked and do that and do what he gonna do. Right? Deuteronomy 22 and 25 says, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die. Why? Because ultimately she screamed out. And if I read up, it would have went on to it even more. Now, if she didn't scream out, they both get put to death. Why? Because that means she liked it. And she's supposed to have a husband at home, or she's supposed to be getting married to somebody, she's promised to somebody, and she ain't screaming out. So now they both got to get put to death. But until this one that's righteous, she screamed out. Right? So I'm reading it again. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. So that's the law right there, man.
Okay. I got
Real quick, and that's like a gift that's given unto women. The fact that they can scream loud, you know what I'm saying? It's for that sole purpose. The main reason why a woman is able to scream loud is for that particular purpose, for someone to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And provide that help. You know what I'm saying? If she is, betrothed to somebody else.
So you gotta just imagine. So now a crowd gonna come, screaming, "Yo, she's betrothed," and that's his ass, man.
Right.
But if she wasn't betrothed, then the scripture read, he gotta give the 50 shekels into her father. It's 3 different scenarios, man.
Yeah. One more translation. The NET version. It says, suppose a man comes across a virgin who is not engaged and overpowers her and rapes her, and they are discovered.
that's
You know?
into those other Christian verses of the Bible, man, that actually have it in there, you know? And the one that we actually use don't even mention the word wisdom when it was in there.
So what you want to look up?
Oh, I wanted to see if this is in there. In any one of those modernized versions, Matthew 23 and 14. Oh, yeah, a lot of the new ones take different scriptures out.
Right,
I wanted to see if that's actually missing.
All right, so Matthew 23 and 14. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation.
That's in the NLT?
No, this is I'm reading it just to make sure that's what you want.
Oh, yes.
Okay, now let's see. Transliteration comparison. All right. Let's see. Let's try the RSV. It says, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you devour widows' houses, for a pretense making you make long prayers. Therefore you will receive a greater." NIV and the ESV have it missing.
Have it missing, yes.
Ooh.
I figured that. You know why they have it missing?
The NLT too.
Yes,
Why?
because Jehovah's Witnesses be reading those. And that scripture contradict everything that they doing if they doing that.
Damn.
That make for all law. Read the KJ. I'm gonna put that down. I know it's ain't my class, but I'm showing you like why that's missing. What I found out.
What you say, KJV?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Right there.
Making for long prayer. Y'all know Jehovah's Witnesses be knocking on people's doors and talking, praying, and doing Passover, and they're saying death to them. You know, that scripture right there, they read from the NLT.
Oh.
And I was like, that's why it's missing. And all the other side, I was wondering like why certain scriptures is missing. I wanted to see for myself.
Oh, but you know too. Also, it also tells you in Matthew the 10th chapter on the instructions to the disciples, if you come across a house or a city, and they're not receiving you, you're supposed to shake the dust off your feet and be out of there. Jehovah's Witnesses are always knocking on your door, always coming back, man.
Even after you tell them you don't get it.
Yeah, even though you tell them you're not interested.
The scriptures also say, go not from house to house.
I don't mean like teach. I just wanted to see that for myself.
Hey, no, you made a great point.
Yeah, that ties right into Revelation 18:4. The sins reach unto heavens, because that's another strike against Esau. Oh, what Yahawashi say? Take not away from the scriptures, man. Neither take no out from the scriptures.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the different scriptures, the Bibles, how they change all that NLT and KJV perverse the gospel of Christ. Yeah. Galatians, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Galatians 1-6 is verse 1. No, I'm sorry. Galatians chapter 1, verse 6-7. Let him be a curse for perverse the gospel of Christ. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what that's saying.
You might not speak according to the word, let him be a curse.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They'll take that scripture out and then they'll translate Deuteronomy 22 and actually put rape in there.
This is Romans chapter 7, verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. You know, so all the precepts we read about all the precepts we read about rape, this is something that, you know, this is in the scriptures. And we believe in the scriptures, no matter if the world hates it or not. And that proves too, hey, that you got the men of the Lord in GreatMillStone, man. Because for us to still push that, even though the world hates it, hey, it shows you that we for the Lord, man. You know, and we believe in everything that's in the scriptures, man. You know, we don't take out because the world hates it. All right, we don't take out because, you know, a woman or somebody else might take offense. Hey, the truth is truth, like the brother has said, man.
And they still do that amongst the Arab nations to this day, man. Like out there in Iran, you literally, a woman have to go out with her brother, man. You know, or she has to go out with the presence of a man when she wants to go walk the streets. Otherwise, hey, she's asking for it pretty much. That's how it goes down there, man. See, America is different, man. It's that westernized mentality, man. The Queen of Heaven, you know, women worshiping type country, man.
You know, showing that that's all part of keeping order too. That women wouldn't be just out and about like that. There was a certain order that she was either at home or she was out with her husband. You know. I have a quick precept on the false prophets. Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yeah, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. they all look to their own way, everyone for his gain from his quarter. So, you know, these false prophets, they won't touch on the nastiness of the scripture because it's they politically correct for followers. You know, more followers mean more money. The real men of the Lord don't care about the money. We know our rewards are heaven.
Come, shalom, brother.
Hey man, I'm gonna bring this up. This is
How to
Acts.
fuck it up, bro.
Yeah, it was good. Christ Jesus flesh, man. Ain't none of that Christ Jesus flesh shit, man. That's that Yahawashi. Yeah.
That's that other
BaHaSham Yahawashi is only one name. Yahawah is the Father, Yahawashi is the Son. One. Yeah. Yeah, I think, and some people think they gotta say the other names to hopefully, you know, get one right. I gotta get one right. Man. But this is Acts chapter 20 and 24. But none of these things move me, neither count I my life dear unto myself, so that I might finish my course with joy, and the ministry which I have received of the Lord Yahawashi to testify the gospel of the grace of the Most High. And now behold, I know that ye all among whom I have gone preaching the kingdom of Yahawah shall see my face no more. All right, this is Paul. Wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsels of the Most High. Now we're breaking that down, you know, here at GreatMillStone, we're not shunned to what? Declare all of the gospel of the Lord. So we want to talk about everything in the scriptures, man. You know? We ain't take no 501c3 contract to where we could say what they only want us to say and not teach what the Bible says to teach. We teach everything in the scriptures from the old to the new. So it says, for I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsels of Yahawah. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over that which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers, to feed the church of Yahawah, which he have purchased with his own blood. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. You know?
This is Jeremiah chapter 48 verse 10. It says, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand. Deceitfully holding back his sword, because if you know someone is wrong, you're supposed to use the scriptures to reprove him or rebuke him, man. You know, to set his way straight, man. You know, you could be, hey, you're supposed to be the messenger of the Lord. The Lord is using you to correct that person.
You're not supposed to be a respecter of person.
Yeah, this is Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life. You know, so like the brother was saying, you know, instructions is the way of life, man. You know, use the scriptures, as the scriptures say, basically every word is given as instruction from the Most High for reproof, for rebuke, for exhortation and doctrine. You know, so we use the scriptures, and that's how you reprove. You know, when a brother had a question, you see the brother, hey, get this, get that, you know. Stay in the scriptures, man. It's Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi show, all right? And he gets the glory at the beginning and the end of the day.
Right. I know coming here, like today, like now I know like the Bible has an answer for everything. Like, you saying like coming from house to house, I didn't know about that. I was like, oh snap. And the Bible answered everything.
I ain't full, man. You can get it.
Hey, no, I believe it, man. I believe it, man. I'm a witness, man. I believe it.
All praises to Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi. Brothers got a few more scriptures.
This is Galatians chapter 1 verse 10. For do I now persuade men or the Most High? Do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Yahawashi Mashiach. You know? So a true man of the Lord isn't gonna teach to please men and not offend people, man. Be politically correct, man. You know?
I got some. So Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 9. Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our power because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies? Woo. Hey, man, this scripture gonna ring bells, man. During time of Jacob's trouble, man. Scriptures like this, all right, when our faces might be out there, you know, what's his name? Hey, you sit down on the chat, man. Esau's gonna feel betrayed. You know, when he might catch some of us, man. Hey, look, with this scripture, let me read this again, man. Cause look, we ain't gonna give a F in that day, man. All right, Nehemiah 5 and 9. Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye to walk in the fear of our power because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies?
I got some. This is Mark chapter 8, verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
I got a quick precept. Leviticus 19 and 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So there goes that you can't judge. You could judge, but in righteousness. Right. By the standard of the word, not yourself.
Yeah, this is 1 Peter 4 and 6. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. You know, so that's basically what we started off with. The end is here, man. Blowing the trumpet, telling our people to get their shit together. All right, but BaHaSham Yahawashi is on his way, man. You see false flags happening everywhere, pestilences, protests happening everywhere. The scripture just said it, man. But the end of all things are at hand, man. All right, you're looking for, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for God to come down and crack the clouds. The Most High gives you signs, man. Prior to his coming, you know, like it said in Revelations, prior to the Lord coming, there will be the angels will blow trumpets. You know, so that's spiritually us, man. We're blowing these trumpets, all right, and we continue to blow the trumpet for the day of the Lord draws nigh. You know, so with that.
One more again.
I got that Mars coming.
Second Thessalonians 3 and 1. Finally, brothers, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified even as it is with you, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men.
Right.
For all men have not faith.
Hey man, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Like that.